I was told nothing exploded so long ago, and it's noted that as a child I believed that what they said, they could show it and prove to me without a doubt that they finally figured out our origins and who we are. That's what science was all about. But they lied about what science was, and they lied about what it does. The scientific method's clear about all of that kinds of stuff. Step one of that method: observe a natural phenomenon. Evolution debunked, let's put an end to your insomnia. Darwin just made up stories, Freemasonry, homo orgies. He knew it was important for brainwashing and abortion. Make you think you a monkey, now you feel like an animal eating on other corpses. Now you feel like a cannibal, homo erectus, Neanderthal. It's all a method, carefully constructed and intelligently deflected. Darwin's buildings erected, teaches scholars the message that we all come from nothing and nowhere is where we're headed. Show me the definition of evolution. Any of the evidence ever been proven? Knuckle dragging Darwin constructed illusions to take your mind and rape your mind. Now all we need is a revolution, overthrowing authorities, prostitution. Arm the sleeping masses with truth as a movement to free your mind and realize
the lies your mind hides behind your blind eyes. You'll find a fine guy who tries to fly high like pies and white skies, but sighs and denies, then sides with Bill Nye. Come on, let's not be an idiot. Darwin's dead, that guy is illiterate. 8-man frauds were all illegitimate. Lucy Piltdown, time to get rid of it. While on trial, Haeckel admitted it. Forced his drawings, for he submitted them. Fooled since birth and paid for the privilege. You got duped and now you're a simian. That is what you think you are. Magic dust within a star. Big Bang shot you from afar. Now you're driving in a car. Monkey with a typewriter, tilting on a turning ball, throwing poo against the wall. Yep, that's what you think. Your uncle was a monkey in the fucking missing link. Your gullibility's driven me to the brink. Macroevolution isn't even a thing. The snake's in the hood and you're getting hoodwinked. Believing bullshit must just be a kink, with 4 hairy fingers stuck up in the pink and opposable thumbs getting lost in the stink.
Show me the definition of evolution. Any of the evidence ever been proven? Knuckle dragging Darwin constructed illusions to take your mind and rape your mind. Now all we need is a revolution, overthrowing authorities, prostitution. Arm the sleeping masses with truth as a movement to free your mind and realize destruction has never created anything. All it did was cause more division, like social distancing, running from all their sentencing. Sodomites aren't worth mentioning, poisoning all our children with lies. Meanwhile they're censoring truthers all over creation. The ones who are no longer trapped in the matrix, sending their robot algorithms to eradicate us. Cause we discovered that the earth ain't spinning? Or was it because we discovered that Hollywood girls aren't women? Or was it that viruses aren't living and cannot survive hot conditions? Or was it all of the fake moon missions? Or was it exposing prison systems and the politicians? Or the sacrificing of so many children? Or was it the fake feminism? Or was it the fake anti-Semitism? Because we broke out of your mental prison? The truth is right here if you take a second to listen. Information is supernatural by definition. Show me the definition of evolution. Any of the evidence ever been proven? Knuckle dragging Darwin constructed illusions to take your mind and rape your mind. Now all we need is a revolution, overthrowing authorities, prostitution. On the sleeping masses with truth as a movement to free your mind.
I think that was fitting. Ryan, are you here with me? Hey, Jim. How's it going, Mr. Enos? Scott, how you doing? I think Ryan may have fallen asleep behind the lawnmower. So. Can you guys hear me good? I'm on a different mic system today. Just wondering. Nothing? Ryan ain't saying a word. Ryan! The monster's lost. He may be listening, but he ain't answering. None? Nada? Whoa. Alright, what am I going to do here? Anybody ever heard of a guy named Muddy? He's a mud skipper. He's evolution's only hope, and Ryan dropped out. He's probably going to come back in. I don't know. I want to play a little segue into evolution, as you would call it. Somebody's coming in. That's Ryan. There he is. He's back. He's conscious. He's alive. But we can't hear a word you're saying. Hey, old mate. How's it going? I love your avatar, sir. Looks like corn from here. I can't really see it that well. You ever seen a mud skipper? Anybody? Raise your hand. Nobody's in. Ah, well, I got the original version of the mud skipper here. I want to play it for you guys right quick. Cute. Don't mind the audio. Does it have lungs or does it have gills?
A fish that spends most of its life out of the sea. It can walk on land
Or if it gets
and
right.
breathe air.
I probably will.
Its life is very different from that of most fish. This lifestyle is very demanding, yet the mud skipper has found a way around every problem.
Nice one, Canada. That's funny. Now there's evolution's last hope right there. The mud skipper. Just to fit this theme of the Spyro gyro. I've heard of TFB actors are spiraling out of control. Strange, isn't it? Why would they do that? It's a Doug theme song. You remember Doug, don't you guys? I do. But I'm hoping Ryan will wake up. I miss these conversations. This one is put up by Flat Earth Deplorable. I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to look at it right quick. But I see it looks like somebody that looks like Austin Woods in a picture frame. I wonder who that is.
So obviously we went to Antarctica back in December. You know, ever since then, obviously we've had people just spiraling or whatever. Well, now people want a Monday morning quarterback, and they want to look back and be like, "You should have known that they were setting you up, and look what you did. You knew this was going to be bad for flat Earth, and why did you fall for that?" And all this. It's like I didn't fall for anything. I would do it again. Did I know that they had a super biased, slanted intention? Of course. I mean, they were open about that. Did I know that they would be unfair and that they would possibly be dishonest? Of course. You know, we went through all kinds of negotiations beforehand. We're going back and forth with the contracts. I actually wrote it. People are apparently saying that I didn't answer any questions. I just disappear. That isn't true at all. I even then did streams about it. I actually did a debate about it. I actually debated it, right? Like a multiple hour debate with Dustin Nemos with Dave Weiss moderating about if I actually went to Antarctica. Just all the fallout and aftermath, and then just coincidentally that timing, having all this other stuff happen in my personal life and with my family and all this stuff all at the same time, like super intense.
I'll take it.
Where it's like, that's why I stepped away for so long. And then I actually was trying to seek out whether or not I was supposed to keep streaming and making content, right? I like seriously considered just stepping away, going and doing something else. People are apparently saying that I didn't answer any questions. I just disappear. That isn't true at all. Just know, obviously I stepped away for many reasons, but like, yeah, I mean, I had to, and have stuff I have to deal with. I had to handle. Like there were people claiming that I got paid off. I got tons of money for going. Like so the opposite of the truth, dude. It cost me tons and tons of money, and I've just been financially wrecked the
That's got to
last
be
few
better, right?
months. Like just wrecked, and actually
I think
hacked
Ryan's having
and
problems.
under full attack from many angles, and it's very serious stuff. People are spiraling because I put up a GoFundMe for like 10K. I only did that because I needed 20K, and I didn't even let it go all the way through, and it ended, and I never got much at all, and still need it. And like it's just like a miracle at the stuff I've been trying to pull off, right? Um, and dude, I thought there would be people that would know, bro. I would never go ask for that for just no reason. I mean, so I'm gonna start doing debates. So I reached out to a couple platforms that normally will reach out to me for debates because I like taking a break. I told them like I'm available for debates now, so I'll start doing debates again. I have the summit. The summit's going to be June 14th and June 15th, and it's going to be awesome. So obviously, Jaron and I used to do the summit together, and obviously that's not happening now. So it's kind of a whole new thing, rebranded. It's going to be called Etheric Summit. And I already got some super legendary speakers on there. So that's going to be super cool. It's a 2-day event, tons of speakers coming.
I think it's June 17th. I think it's the Father's Day weekend. He's having a summit or something, and we are going to debate there. So I feel bad for him. I don't think this is something he wants to do.
It's insanely bright all the time, everywhere. It's like not only was the sun always in the sky, it was like always dominating every square inch of that place. Okay, that's
all right. Glasses back on to be outside. Okay. Glasses back on to be outside.
Seeing from that is thick, foggy breath being exhaled as he exits the hut, then clearly holding what appears to be a vape pen to his mouth for quite a while as he's walking back, then putting something in his pocket, and then blowing thick fog from his mouth before getting back to the computer, which to me personally seems to fit.
This is a massive, massive, massive operation, right?
Wow. That's a cute little video. Don't you think, guys? Yeah. I thought it was. We're all spiraling. Hey, Lev, how you doing? I lost my co-host. He disappeared into nothing. So we brought up Bob Nodell. Hey, Scott, how is my sound now? Is it better? I switched the mic. I turned off what I was using. I'm giving you crap, Canada. I know what you did. Good God. So spiraling like a gyro. Declinating at 15 degrees. Are you a skeptic? You going to try to repeat Mikey's serious observations? I can't even attach my phone to the binoculars. He's got a setup he has. He's got like a brace he puts up onto it. He's got a thing on his channel where he shows you how to build a setup, how he did it. Thanks, Scott. If you want to come in, you can. And wait till wait till Ryan gets back. I've had a long day. That's wonderful. How was you guys' day? Now, last night I had an attack of the trolls. I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun. Scott sent me this video on Moonlight by Kyle Adams. I was thinking about taking a look at it. Then I was going to dig into Bob Nodell and his 15-degree declination on a laser gyroscope that cost him 20 grand. And I've never seen it in action, so I would love to see that experiment. I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm going to call it an experiment. Well, I'm going to play this little video right quick, and then I'm going to start looking for Bob Nodell's gyroscope. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Uh-huh. And I got another mud skipper thing I want to play for you in a little bit. I kind of find his voice soothing almost.
The audience has spoken. Now let's talk about Moonlight. First off, I'd like to welcome a new debate board member, Santosh Kumar, who has been really pleasant to talk to so far. I greatly look forward to getting to know him better. Going along with the mainstream, the book claims moonlight is reflected sunlight. Do you agree with the book? Why or why not?
When you take into account the relative distances of the sun and moon from the earth, being that the sun is much, much farther away from the earth and the moon is from the earth, and taking into account the celestial positions of the moon and the earth, it is fairly straightforward to conclude that the sun is illuminating the moon.
Distances? That's a new one for me. I can't say I've ever heard anyone claim that the distance of the sun and moon prove that the moon casts reflected sunlight.
Yeah.
Look at the guy said.
As
Look
an
at the guy said.
example, I've seen the
Hold on.
moon in a
Let's go
particular
back.
position.
Look,
This?
he's like, the distances matter.
They do matter.
No. Look at the context. Watch what he says here.
Let me go back a little bit.
Distances don't matter with shadows.
Distances don't matter with shadows. So, like the whole point of like a 93 million mile away sun.
No, listen. Of course, no. That's not with shadows. Listen to what he says here. Not with shadows. Look what he said. Look what he reads. Read what he says here. He'll read it.
Okay, I'm reading it right now. When you take into account the relative distances of the sun and the moon from the earth, being the sun is much further away from the earth and the moon is in so the moon is from the earth, and taking
keep reading
into account the celestial positions of the moon and the earth, it is fairly straightforward to conclude the sun is illuminating the moon.
That's the part. See, the illuminating the moon part? That has nothing to do with distances.
No.
You get it? Yeah, watch. He'll admit it too, this guy.
I bet
Whoever
he
this
will.
Of course he will.
Santosh?
Well, actually, it's a good thing that he these are just like people that are commenting on his chat.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I understand. So these are just normal globies or trying to push their model.
Yeah. But I mean, they're not like anti-flat earthers. They're just people trying to discuss "quote unquote" observational science. That's all.
"Quote unquote." Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing a "quote unquote" thing with my one hand.
You're doing it in your mind right now. "Quote unquote." You're like Dr. Evil. The moon, or $1 trillion.
Billions of dollars.
Quadrillion. All right. Okay. Let's listen to what else we got to say.
That's a new one for me. I can't say I've ever heard anyone claim that the distance of the sun and moon prove that the moon casts reflected sunlight.
As an example, I've seen the moon in a particular position and shape, then figure out where the sun is. Approximately.
Think about this. They think light travels infinitely, right?
No, I hope not.
Well, if you like how many?
It cannot be infinitely. They can't. They don't even believe that. No.
Okay, so they go with trillions of light years or millions of.
Well,
light
yeah,
years.
they think that because of the source is so. I know it's hard to believe, but they think the source. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That's mental, dude. Yeah. Yes, I can't even fathom that with my own mind. What kind of light source would burn that long to travel that far to send light?
Oh, Roger, I'm sure they have it's 1,000 times bigger than the sun or whatever it is. I forget now. You know what I mean? I'm sure they say it has to be because of the lumens, like we talked about earlier, because of the luminosity.
Well, they rate it in lumens, and I think what is it like 40 to 50 lumens from here to the moon?
Isn't there? There's got to be a different. I think lumens are just for light bulbs. I hope. I don't know.
Well,
honestly, I haven't looked into it.
In the industry, when we rated lighting, I worked in lighting for 2 years. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
After I did sound work, I put in lighting systems, and I learned a lot about how they rate lights and stuff. And they what they used to do back in the 80s, they had a thing called a candle watt, was how bright the light was rated.
Yes, candle watts. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, and I mean the brighter the candle. But
that's semantics. You know what I mean? Like that's like saying kelvins. What is it? Kelvins and Fahrenheit. And,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's standard versus metric systems. Yeah, things like that.
So,
just the way.
Honestly, I have 3 more things to talk about after this. So just roll this really quick.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Well, you know what's that's pretty funny. You know what's funny though? They just mentioned Kool-Aid, and I got something for you. Speaking about Kool-Aid, go ahead. Roll it.
Roll it. All right. Don't drink it.
These days, apps can be quite precise if I'm too lazy to do the math. Then I'll be like, okay, moon is here, sun is here, so yeah, I would expect the moon to be a crescent. Nothing too complicated, really. Then that illumination is going to make its way to Earth will be much lower in intensity by orders of magnitude, since it is being scattered and not directly reflected. So yeah, haven't seen or measured anything to contradict what mainstream science says.
That sounds like you're saying that you know that the moonlight is reflected light because it is dimmer. Do you agree that just because one light bulb might be dimmer than another light bulb,
but I like your shirt,
that doesn't automatically mean that that light bulb is just casting reflected light from the other one?
I can't tell what it is.
I agree.
Yay!
Oh, it's all the ancient cosmology.
Moonlight doesn't appear to be coming from the sun
cool.
because sometimes it points at the sun as its face rotates in a clockwise direction, but other times the light is obviously coming from an entirely different direction than the sun.
In art, I've come to expect the light side of an object.
You gotta admit though, dude, I hate admitting it, but like freaking those are AI voices right there, obviously, right? But those they're getting really good. The AI voice sounds pretty good.
Almost
authentic, almost like it's really close. You know, I'm just saying. I'm sure they have better ones, but like he's just using like one program. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyway, and I have something to say about AI, but keep going with this.
AI is it the beast?
Well, it's a question. I really had an epiphany, or not an epiphany, but an idea or a thought. That's all. Just now, like really, just 3 minutes ago.
Oh, nice. I like.
But go ahead, roll this.
Oh, the bean footage. All right, I'm on it.
To face the light source, and the shadowy side of an object to face away from the light source. If the shadowy side was facing the light source, that wouldn't make any sense.
He's got a point there.
Santosh, do you agree that if the moon is reflecting the sun's light, crescent moons should always point toward the sun?
From a perspective of a viewer on Earth, not necessarily.
Huh?
Not necessarily.
I don't see how something like this could ever be possible if the moon was reflecting the light from the sun. Now let's move it. That does not look right to me.
Hey guys, Rob Skiba here. It's about 5 minutes to 5 p.m., January 18th. I am shooting a video of my shadow as it is being cast by the sun setting behind me.
He was kind of cool.
Now, today's one of those days where the moon is up at the same time as the sun. And I want to point something out to you. There's the moon, and we're told that the moon reflects the light of the sun. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to angle my iPhone here to the direction of the shadow. Okay, so the shadow is perpendicular to the angle that my phone is right now. See, it's about a
See,
half
like this
moon,
right here
and so
is
you
like
would think if the
baby
moon is
surfer
reflecting the
stuff.
light of the sun,
Yeah, I get
then
it.
the source of
But
the
it's
light
good
that
for
would
people
cast
that
that
don't,
type of shadow
you know, you never
should
know
be
what people know.
directly
Yeah.
across from it, somewhere up here, in this direction,
We gotta,
right?
remember the light.
Directly parallel
According to Dingleberry,
to
big pine sailing.
the light source.
Funny again.
Should be
Funny
right
again. Good
across
job.
from it, right?
According to
But it's not.
Dingleberry.
Well, they usually
The
hang
sun's
kinda
way down
low,
here.
don't they?
So how is the sun way down here getting that angle of a shadow on the moon? Why isn't it doing the same
0.0.
thing to the moon
I like those statistics.
that it's doing to me?
0.0.
Casting an appropriate shadow from the appropriate angle.
Yeah, I get the point with the shadow. Almost.
Okay, now it's about 5:45
See,
p.m. or
this is
so,
when
about
it-
an
this is
hour
when it
later
matters,
from
though.
the
This
last
is when it
video that I
matters
shot.
more.
See the moon going. I mean, see the.
What matters more?
So this, what matters more here is like the fact that if we were on a globe and the sun was going over a globe, right? Then that moon shadow, phase shadow, right?
Yeah.
Would have to change drastically according to our position on the globe. You understand what I'm saying? This is when it matters, like the differences. You know what I mean? Like you just say things like angles, but right now, well, he'll show you, but like he doesn't do a very good job of zooming in. But if you can do this, I mean, yourself, zooming in on the moon and zooming in on the sun and getting the angle coordinates, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And,
Well, the moon's the only thing moving in this frame, right? Or we're moving with it too. So the sun is we're definitely going to occult the moon at some point in time from the sun, correct?
well, that's a different thing though, because then they start saying that's so far away. The distances, according to even like AutoCAD, sometimes add up. Remember, like what's it called? Not analum, the Selenilian. You've heard about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like where they try to say, "Oh no, it's possible." It's like, okay.
We caught Danny Faulkner lying about the way the shadow goes across the moon, though, literally. During the last one,
Faulkner, yeah. Danny, isn't he a pastor too? Right? Wasn't he? Or no? Was he a pastor?
No, he's part of a thing called Answers in Genesis.
Oh yeah. He wasn't a pastor, but he kind of acts like because he thinks that yeah. Sorry, my bad. I always forget.
They're a creationist, heliocentric organization.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're hardcore too. It's crazy. It's crazy how hardcore some of those so-called Christian globe guys are. Speaking of,
but I mean, he's seen enough. He shadows Nathan in debates. In other words, he'll go into FED on Discord and sit there and listen the whole time. We know he's there. We'll talk to him.
Danny Faulkner, really? Faulkner?
Yeah.
How?
And we got him to answer one time. He actually piped in. He wanted to answer some of our questions. He said he's never ran into a flat earther he couldn't refute.
Oh, what's funny? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Nathan Thompson or whatever actually walked up to him and was like, "How do you have gas pressure?"
I saw that one. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't answer it.
Crickets.
He wouldn't answer it. Yeah, it was total crickets. But another thing that Danny Faulkner did was something about the movement of the Earth. Did you see that one where he's walking? He's up against the wall. Did you see that one where he's like, see how the wall is put? Oh no, the wall is pushing against me. So that's why when I can push against. Have you ever seen that one? It's pretty funny.
No, I've not, man. That's weird.
Dude, Kyle Adams did. Yeah, Kyle Adams actually. If you go back to his channel, dude, you know what? Go. Actually, you're on his channel right now. What am I even saying right now, retard?
So I can play the rest of this, and I'll go find the Faulkner one.
Yeah, just go back to the Faulkner one. It's pretty funny. It's about gravity and pressure. It's pretty much about gravity. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Well, gravity controls air pressure. I understand. I got into an argument over that today.
Oh, I don't know if that. I don't think that was the point, but like it was pretty funny though. Because even Kyle Adams, he's not like the kind of guy that makes fun of anyone, but he thought it was so funny. Like, if you can find it, it was pretty funny. Anyway, go ahead.
I should be able to. I don't see why not. It was on his channel. I should be able to find it.
Well, I think he presented it on Globebusters, So I'm not sure if he actually posted it on his channel. And honestly,
Oh yeah.
I'd have
Just
to
wanna-
find the clip.
want to say
Maybe.
something to Ryan right quick. Hey, I caught it. We got one of the mice already. He'll know what I'm talking about. I'll explain it in a minute.
So speaking of,
The
did you say
sun going-
mics?
Mice.
I was going to say you. Oh,
Like
mice. Oh, the damn mice. Yeah, don't make me, dude. We got field mice. We got so many field mice that they drive me insane. I got to
They're
kill them
fat.
all. Did I always reference Metallica? Kill them all, dude. Just kill them all. That's what I say. You know why? Because if you don't kill them all, then you're gonna have tons more.
Yeah. You know, Johnny Rotten actually, that's how he made his living when he started out in the music business. He went around killing field mice for farmers. He used a machete.
He's kind of like a cat, isn't he? That's a joke. Cats. That's what you need. You need barnyard cats, man.
Yeah. God save the queen. Here we go.
God save the queen.
It was Johnny Rotten. Light on.
I know all about Johnny Rotten.
Yeah, have you seen him lately? Holy shit, dude!
Is he still alive? I can't believe he's still alive, bro.
He's like a balloon now. He's just expanding.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that. Yeah, dude. You know who else expanded and expanded? Is freaking. They used to call me Steven Seagal because I was tall and I had like a man bun, and I was like, yeah, right. And it's not even that funny because like Steven Seagal used to be kind of a badass dude. Honestly, he was actually like really good at like actual fighting, and I was like, oh, don't tempt me with a freaking. You're gonna make fun of me like that? Okay. I almost started the whole thing going at this freaking party. It was because.
Go ahead.
It's because I just almost ruined like New Year's Eve parties and weddings, and when I just say funny, not funny to them, but things. Dude, my bass player, my brother-in-law told me, don't mess with these guys. They're like brothers. They're like three brothers, and they'll fight you. I'm like, okay, and I mess with them.
That was the worst thing you did.
Well, you know what's funny? They apologized.
Right.
Dude, they apologized later. They apologized because they were because I was just joking. I was like, this party's kind of gay or something like that. You know what I mean? I was just joking. Like I wasn't being real, but they took it like Little Women. They were like being Little Women. Anyway, that's just.
It was a good movie.
Little Women.
I was thinking of Steven Seagal when he was a cook on the ship that got hijacked.
How many movies are like that? How many Steven Seagal movies are like that?
They're all like that, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they were all exactly the same. Yeah. But no, now he's fat. Now he's like 6'4", but he's like 300 pounds. So.
But he's still practicing martial arts.
No, probably not. And remember, he was a cop. Remember, he became a Texas cop. I think it was a Texas cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made him a honorary sheriff. All right, let's get through this. Jesus. I almost said JC.
No.
Yeah, under C. It was always
make sure the small letters too.
Under Siege. No, I didn't. No, I obviously.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
You're allowed to say. I can say Jesus Christ if I want, but I just don't. You know, I don't say it like that.
I got a question for you. Is that a Marriott Inn over there or a Holiday Inn Express?
That's a Hampton Inn, I think. That's where. Remember where they had Flattoberfest? Badoom.
They got indoor pools, dude.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, back to the
show.
Right,
this isn't even that good. Let's get through it.
It's kind of dry.
Down in the west over there, and go this way and up, and there's the moon with the shadow angled this way. So you would think that if the moon is reflecting the light of the sun, that the sun should be shining this way. Problem is, the sun is now way down here.
See how this doesn't work for either flat Earth
the Terminator line of the shadow
or rounder.
You would think the light should be coming directly across from it, but it's not.
I've been saying this since back then, like 10 years.
The angle is totally
at least
wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense
for that shadow.
Well, the height of the sun and the moon are relative to each other across the sky. We've proven that with like shadows.
Could the moon actually be exactly as the scriptures say it is,
Okay, so he talks
Genesis
about this.
1:16.
We already know all
And
this.
God made
Fast
two
forward.
great lights.
Gotcha.
The greater
Let me
light
see it.
be
Let's see if
darkened
he
in
says
his
something.
going forth, and the moon
he
shall
might-
not give her
He might say
Disprove
something
the
good.
claim that moonlight is reflected sunlight? What is required
Why is moonlight
to
cold?
disprove that claim?
No point. You can actually.
Well,
do
he doesn't talk
Spheres
about
are
that
well
part.
known to be very
This is
poor
true too. Look,
reflectors of
this
light.
is true.
Yet the
This is
full
true,
moon
too.
is fully lit from edge to edge.
That's a good question.
Yes,
When
it
do
is
we
a
ever
very
see
good
a
question.
highlight on the moon?
Either, are there?
Keep in
Think
mind
about
the
it. There isn't any specular highlights on the moon, are there? Ever?
No, there's no. What do you call it? Like, yeah, the what do you call what's it called? Yeah, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hotspot. Thank you. Yeah, whatever you want to call it, the hotspot. Yeah, there's no hotspot on the moon ever. So, so it's very interesting. Obviously,
the Bible may be right about the moon. I think it's more to do with what
I think
power.
it could be. Go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
You didn't come out bad. It's just like I think that the moon may lean toward more the Australian physicist idea back before they went to the moon, that it might just be a massive plasma.
Maybe.
And some people even speculate that it might be like a battery because it does have like an alkaline coating on it. You ever seen that? A battery?
Or an anode. Yeah, an anode.
Yeah.
It would be the cathode. The sun is the cathode, and the moon is the anode. And I've been saying that for a long time too.
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean,
You get positive and negative poles on any kind of energy source. Anything that even emits any kind of energy, like light would be and heat, and even cold would be the same.
So, do you know who Casey? What's his name? LC King. You know who LC King is?
No, not off the top of my head.
Big Pine Sailing. LC. He knows. Okay. Anyway, LC King. He pontificated back in the day that it's like how a battery works. A regular battery works, right? There's a cathode. There's an anode, and then there's the electrolytes, which is the sea, the oceans, the flat oceans, because it has to be flat really to work. And then you have the bridge, like the land bridge. The bridge is the gap to the sun and the moon. And what I said though was, and nobody else said this because they were starting to say this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. But what I think happens is, so God makes the energy. God creates the energy, and He gives the sun the energy, right? So just go with a hypothetical, right? So God creates the energy, right? He gives the sun the energy, and then the sun gives all of everything down here the energy, and the energy flows through the sea, the water, and it goes back up to the moon, because the moon, honestly, guys, I mean, whoever cares, the moon does actually absorb energy, like your crops and stuff. Like the energy is taken away. That's why it's like a cold light, right? So then the moon gives back God that energy, and then God gives back the sun the energy. And I'm just putting God into that equation of the battery. And honestly, I think that's what's happening that we're living in. That's my opinion.
Salt water is conductive, for that matter, and it's in motion, so
Yes,
it would
exactly.
carry the current across it easy. There may be some.
It spreads the energy across, and then and the moon is collecting it, and then the moon eventually gets full. And this is why I say the moon is absorbing energy, because like when it gets full, that's when people go crazy. I haven't told you about this, but like my mom, when I was like a little kid, she would say, dude, like she would say, because she worked in the ER during this period of time, when she told me about how there was more stabbings and more, just people being, that it's true. It's called lunatics and Luna. But that's when I started thinking about that. I'm like, wow, that's so true. Like, what if the moon is, like, when it gets full, it can't absorb. Think about this, Roger. So when the moon is full, it doesn't absorb any more of your crazy thoughts and your craziness. And then you are stuck with, like, your brain is crazier then. And like, you even have more energy. Have you ever noticed, like, when it's a full moon, there's more, you can feel the energy?
Yeah.
Because think about it, right? The moon isn't absorbing the energy anymore. It's full. It's like, I have to give it back to God now, right? So then, I've never really explained this to anybody, like on a show or anything, This is what I think, though. I think what happens is it's at that point where it gets too full and it can't absorb anymore. And then so that 1 or 2 or 3 days, that's when people act a little bit crazier, and it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. I really do.
I think it's possible.
Like that's why they call it a full moon. It's fully charged.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like think about like a battery. You know, when you have like a battery, it has like 3 different, let's say even just 3 different phases. I think of it as like phases. You know, like a battery, like for your like, you know, your battery freaking charging for your like lawnmower or something or whatever it is. It doesn't even matter.
Golf cart.
I mean, what? Yeah, whatever the thing is that you're charging the battery, and so I think about it like that, where like the moon is slowly absorbing. It's getting. I can dig it. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? And then boom. Then after that, then it starts releasing, and then everybody goes back to normal again.
Normal.
I mean, no. I mean, more normal. More normal. Okay, we're going on tangents upon tangents. Keep it rolling. There's only like 3 more minutes.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm only gonna go for another half hour. Anyways, I got to work in the morning. That sucks.
Half an hour. You always say that, but then you go at least another hour. Well, then whatever. Like skip over this then.
No, we'll finish it, and then we'll hop on to the next.
Or fast forward.
3 minutes ain't that long.
The book's
or just put it on 1.25. 1.25 is kind of slow.
Mirrors,
speed his ass up.
But it seems that the more mirror-like a ball is,
he's a little slow.
The more we should expect to see that.
There you go. 1.25.
If the moon were really a sphere, the shaded area should be seen.
I'm sorry to step on your toes, but I believe the same thing is going on with these mountains over here. Those distant mountains over there.
Those are my mountains. Those are Blue Ridge.
They just look blue because of the atmosphere.
The first one
According
was.
to the official narrative,
Earth
shine is a dull glow which lights up the unlit part of the moon because the sun's light reflects off the Earth's surface and back
this
onto
is bullshit.
the moon. Looking at the moon with a little attention and common sense
The moon has a very small, supposedly has a very small atmosphere. How does it illuminate from sunlight off dusty dirt like that? You following me? There's no way dirt can reflect sun like that.
Dust, special like mirror dust. Mirror dust. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really fine. It doesn't get inside spacesuits or anything, or in cameras or filters, or yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even show up after like a lunar lander lands on it. But that's neither here or there. There, dude. We're talking about the light. Here and there.
Well,
here and there.
Does affect the light though. If it is what they say it is. Yeah. I seriously doubt it is. But you just don't understand science.
Seems clear that the official narrative is basically BS. It would be impossible for the light reflected from the Earth to reach the top part of the moon. The moon is self-illuminated.
I like that one a lot more.
That's a good point.
If the sun is causing the highlight on the moon to appear like that, it should be causing the same kind of highlight on the Earth, if it were a globe. And the dark side of the Earth shouldn't be lighting up this end of the moon.
The dark side?
The moon has been proven by man to show a complete reflection of every continent on the Earth,
all right, fast forward.
all in one
bullshit.
image.
She's
not
this,
rocks on
whoever
it.
the girl is
It's
wrong.
a lesser light yaw created for the night.
Oh, you can
that's
play it.
visible on the side facing the moon.
You've heard about
NASA
the
in
moon
Hebrew means
thing.
deceiver.
The
forked
map,
tongue
moon
over
map.
that globe's image
know what it is.
rules that mixed truth
You know
is the
Discord?
vain babblings.
He's
Yeah,
a
I
big
know,
moon
right?
master.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, who?
Dislord?
He actually makes a good point here, though. Watch what he says here. It's actually a good point about that. About this.
And so on.
I got it.
I've heard of the moon map theory before, but I've got a few problems with it. First, if the moon is reflecting an image of the Earth, then during a full moon, that would be saying the entire Earth is covered in light. That, and if the moon is reflecting an image of the Earth,
I've never,
the moon is moving around,
I never thought about that.
and the Earth is stationary, that image should be moving around too. Yeah, I just
of course, yeah. I've always
But
known.
I love you anyway, though. Thank you.
I've always
This
known
message
that.
has been brought to you by the Flat Earth Institute of Science.
Oh wait, there's more.
Powered by Miro.
Oh, just like his commercials, I think.
When your conspiracy boards start looking like that,
That's it.
it's time.
I'll go to his channel.
Yeah, he talks about other stuff.
There's Ghostbusters. Oh, there's Karen versus Jeranism. Oh boy.
Yeah, I saw that one. It was dumb.
Kyle versus Jeranism. Oh,
No,
look, Mr. Sensible here. Holy shit. You ever watch Mr. Sensible at all?
I've heard of them. I don't know.
He did a thing called the Mage Project. He sent a balloon up, just like they're doing now with Creaky Binder, to prove the sphericity of the Earth with a balloon flight. They're going to show you the images from a. Well, let's go to his videos. Let's see what's in there. There's his Mage Project there. There's Mr. Sensible. He's all over Mr. Sensible's ass. I don't see Faulkner yet. Do you see a Faulkner? Danny boy, where are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might have been just no, it might have been a clip on Glowbusters. That's why.
Yeah, I got you.
That's what I'm saying. I remembered him talking about it because he laughed about it, and I was like, it's funny how Kyle laughed at Danny Faulkner. It's like, oh man.
Well, Danny Faulkner needs to read Genesis before he goes around telling everybody.
I mean, I know, right?
I don't see Danny Faulkner in here. Oh, look, it's Professor Dave Explains Seasons.
Oh yeah, he did something about them.
Oh man, that's another question I asked when I first got into the topic was, how do you get heat from a 93 million mile heat lamp, light source? How do you get that on the Earth to create seasons to begin with?
You can't, dude. Well, you mean like directly? Oh, directly, right? You're not talking about the moon.
I'm talking about the sun, dude. Like, how do you get that heat? What's the word I'm looking for? Convection heat, or is it radiated heat? What kind of heat is it that's traveling 93 million miles across the vacuum without cooling off? How does that heat get to the Earth? I'm dead serious. I asked this question several people, and they said, "Oh, you're looking for a Nobel Peace Prize." That was what most of the rebuttals I got from them, and they never would talk to me again. I don't know. It was a simple question. How does heat travel that far?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I mean, but I'm looking at the chat now here. Though there may be something to the energy it projects to make people crazy during the full moon. And yeah, I'm not saying correlation is causation at all. I'm saying that I know from many people I've heard, in my own mom, that's all I'm saying. And I also know.
By the way.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, was she an ER?
She did, I think, a couple of, like, when she was in nursing school, they put her in an ER setting for a couple of months. Yeah.
Because technically it doesn't matter. I mean, you can observe, you can hear. There's more. You can look it up, I guess, if you wanted to, and you can see. But like, I can feel it, dude. I mean, I can really, like, when the new moon is happening, right? When there's no moon, right? Should be called no moon, by the way. Obviously the new moon is actually when the moon comes back, right? Into visual sight, right? So, but when there's a full moon, you can feel the energy. I can feel it because I'm kind of like one of those kind of people too. But I've been hearing about this my whole life,
Right.
So.
I got one of my subs doing a show in here. This girl right here, you see her? Here, I'll put her on screen.
What do you mean?
She's one of my subs. This girl here. Her.
Oh.
Her name's Victoria, by the way. I'm sub to her too, but she's actually on his channel.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah,
Salt of the earth.
Where they're going. This is 10 minutes long, so we can play that.
Oh, she's on Kyle's channel.
She's on Kyle's channel. Yeah.
Oh, like he shared it. He shared it.
Yeah, he shared it, and she actually came on my show when I first started the channel, and she subbed one of my first subs actually. And
hold on, really quick. I gotta address this. Skeptic. You can't. I mean, I've never seen actual proof. And I've looked into this a lot, where you can see the stars through it.
I've only seen
there has been times where it
personally.
What did you say?
Just a video.
Did you see that one where?
That's all I've seen.
Of stars or of Mars? Remember that one? Looks like there was a red dot going through it. I remember that one. That was a long time ago. And people debunked it. I mean, we kind of debunked it, but like whatever. I've never really seen it proven. I've heard that you can see like it become like remember when Crow 777 a long time ago, he said when it's waning, so it's not no when it was I think waxing. It's like that time when you can barely see it ever. You can see through it more. I remember him saying that a long time ago, but I don't really trust anything he says.
Yeah, I got
What is
questions
skeptic?
for Crow.
Hold on, check out what skeptic showed
Okay,
right
let's see
there.
what he's got.
Yeah, let's see just really quick. It might be that one I was thinking of. Because normally you can see. I've seen. You ever seen the occultation of Saturn behind? So the moon occulting Saturn. That's pretty amazing. That Achilles 7 guy. You know who?
I haven't seen.
That one was pretty awesome.
Huh. I should look into that. So.
Like it was a real person. Yeah, it looked really cool. I've never seen that before, dude. Like, and it was. I'm pretty sure by like an actual person that I believe is true, like honest, not like fake. And it was a long time. It was like 3 years ago, not a long time ago.
100 years ago. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, only 3, but I'm just saying, like, I know it doesn't matter, but I mean, like, I'm just saying it was not just yesterday. It wasn't just like yesterday's AI. You know what I'm saying, Roger?
Yeah, I got you.
Not like somebody just made it yesterday.
Yeah. Well, they've been manipulating film forever, though, haven't they?
Well, of course. I'm saying it was like a dude, like a regular, Achilles 7. Okay. Yeah, big time sailing nose. Dude, I'm not just making shit up over here, Roger. And I know I'm not saying I know you know that, but I'm just explaining to anybody else and who's even in here. I mean, is there 8 people in here?
You got 9 people watching. Yeah.
9? That's it. What's going on? Who's on? Oh, it's it's other people. I don't think so.
Usually,
it doesn't matter. Who cares? Listen, I like a small crowd of people that actually care. I like they're all like talking. It's cool. Anyway, go ahead. Let's see it.
I'm gonna play it.
Oh, that's loud. It's really loud. Really loud.
Better?
Turn it down more, yeah.
Not that loud.
There you go. That's better. That's good. All right, so stars going in front of it.
Let's see this. James south of the Royal Resort in Kingston Road. Literally, April 7th, 1848. The star, instead of disappearing the moment it got to the edge of the moon, came in contact with the moon.
On September 27th, 2015,
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's see it.
Pictures of the eclipse of the moon. I set up my 5-inch telescope
and this
using a 17mm eyepiece and took these snapshots.
This is obviously from
you will notice
the southern hemisphere flat.
Show through the dark portion
hemisphere non-sphere.
It's from the southern part of the plane.
And as I
exactly
go through them, I'll blow them up a little larger so you can see these stars.
Okay, through it. See, I've seen this before. Oh, right, that one right there.
Another star.
Okay.
That shows up quite good.
Through it. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Well, that should be the.
That's interesting.
That picture. Move on
that is interesting.
One.
You got more.
You can actually see the stars here.
But wait, there's more.
We'll zoom
over here, there's
in
more
and
stars.
we'll see
around here.
A red star with a white.
Just illumination from the moon itself. That's not a star.
Oh yeah, that's not. Yeah, I'm not rolling. I got to see video, by the way.
Another blue star.
I have to see them moving. No, you know what I mean? Like it has to be moving, because I can see that kind of stuff all the time with my camera.
White star.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. No, see, it's just pictures. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but pictures like that don't matter.
Okay, now this.
It's interesting though.
Let's take a look at this. This looks a little better, maybe. Honestly.
All right, let's see. That's a super crescent.
Oh, that's definitely something besides just the moon.
Star. Showing through the.
That's interesting.
Or those are like Roger. Those are satellites.
Are they? Over here.
Maybe some kind of satellites. Honestly, I'm not even joking.
Down we see another
Do you think
blue
satellites
star.
are real?
What do you mean? What kind of satellites? I think there's something up. There's things
Yeah,
up
there
there.
are.
Yeah, not. I've gone through
Do
this
you
whole
think
thing.
that for millennia that people been watching the stars and seeing these things fly across the sky, and now they're telling everybody they put them up there?
This is basically
Oh well, maybe. You mean?
left side of the moon.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? Like, would they just say that they've been there, and
Yeah, we would watch them, but
they
they've
just
been
say?
there for thousands of years
Another star
already.
here, 2 stars down
Well,
the
like
bottom. And
some of the stuff, I think yes, I think some of that, but not all of it. No.
That looks weird though.
Like,
That's outside the moon and inside the moon, the same aberration.
yeah, but see, yeah, that is interesting. But who knows what that is? Artifacts.
We have this star. Blue star.
I'm playing devil's
Yeah,
advocate
some
here,
of them are
dude.
actually getting color to them, dude. Like they're different colors.
Well, they got a contrast, or like they got coloration going on there, because the moon, you know this, right? The moon has no color. The moon is black and white, man, gray. That's all it is. All the color you ever see is from a camera.
Yeah, that's
So.
the end of that thing. But
Anyway, let me ask you a question really quick. Speaking of AI, right? Because AI could be doing everything right now, right? I mean, not joke. I'm kind of joking, but it could be. So think about this, right? So you think AI could possibly be demonic, right? Ever thought about that, right? We've all thought about this possible, right? So everyone, let me ask you a question. If AI is available, to be taken over by demonic, let's say, fallen, whatever you want to call them, Nephilim, fallen beings, couldn't AI be taken over by God's angels too?
yeah, good. Very
You ever thought about that? Very easily, exactly, right. Well, easily if God allows it, which if God's allowing everything to happen. But have you ever thought about that though? Like maybe AI could be, and I'm not saying AI is good at all. I don't trust AI, zero. But I thought about it, like, what if AI can start using algorithms and stuff to like show people the truth? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that like super possible? Anyone?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't put it out of the realm of it, since definitely is a supernatural
Like,
presence.
it's definitely there's potential for that to happen, right? There's no reason why, like, God's angels, like the angels that I believe that are around us a lot. Like I truly believe that God's angels are around you when you want them to be, when you ask them to be. I pray for God's angels to be around me. Like the real Yah's angels. So couldn't they use that freaking stuff, that technology? I'm saying, to show certain people certain things, because I've been noticing things that actually my wife has been showing me, and it's like talking about stuff like I already talked to you about tonight. Like about how these it's just like showing people, like, look at this, dude, freaking this. She's like, what is it? mRNA? She didn't say it like that, but I'm saying it like that on purpose. The old mRNA is gonna make people not alive anymore. Blah blah blah. It's like, why are they doing that?
Way of saying it.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever it is that might happen to people that possibly can happen. And like, so why is it showing that to certain people and not other people though too? See, that's another thing. It's like picking and choosing. It's weird. Like, I'm telling you, it's very strange when you think about it.
Yeah, it is kind of strange.
David Banner, what are you doing over there? You need a coffee?
He'll be right back. He said.
David Banner, stop being so emotionally connected to your coffee. How about that, David Banner?
Yeah, I always wanted to ask him, why did he choose David for Dr. Bruce Banner's first name? That's what I've always asked.
Dude, do you know who David Banner? Do you remember the rapper David Banner? He's still a thing, I think.
No.
Yeah, I
I've
think.
never heard of him.
You don't, David Banner?
I haven't. Sure.
Okay, so your Spyro gyro.
Yeah.
Are you going to talk about that,
Well,
or do you want me to ask another question?
I'm gonna do. I kind of touched on it at the beginning about the declinating gyro that.
Oh yeah.
And that's what brought up at Flashes today by
Well,
Sean Hawkins. Yeah,
oh,
he's like,
did you actually watch the video? Did you? Because like, dude, I'm talking. What is it? It's been 6 years.
well, I didn't get to
Since that
see
happened.
any of the actual experiments that they actually spun the gyro up and watched it declinate. I never got to see it.
They showed it. And Awake Souls back in the day, I used to be on their show sometimes, and they try to say Bob Nodell's a retard because it was on like a, what do you call it? Like one of those things you serve when you're a waitress and you serve people with your freaking, like, I think it was Square though. And they're like, what kind of a freaking base is that? You know? So you never saw the actual footage?
Yeah. That's what I want to see, the actual footage. Because was it GNFE? He said he never got to see any footage of the actual gyro spinning. He wanted to see it declinate in real time. He wanted to see the data.
No, I don't think they showed enough of it. I think they just said it was 15 degrees because the ether is
spinning,
like moving, spinning ether, whatever,
he's an
right?
etherite, but at heart, dude, these right actually.
Roger, do you think there's no ether?
No,
like, I'm
not saying.
Dude, there's definitely
what I'm looking for.
There's definitely ether, dude. There's definitely something. There's definitely some kind of background medium.
Here's the
right?
question: is if you dig deep enough, they think that a flute can control the ether. Let's put it that way. That's literally
a what? A what? Like a flute, like my flute player, like my keyboard player plays flute. You're saying that she can? No, the ether doesn't work that way.
Well,
okay, this is why you need to.
You
need to watch something.
Etherites that believe that music and especially
no, dude, this is perfect, bro. I love this because I was going to ask you to watch a video by who Ken Wheeler is, right?
Ken Wheeler.
Have you seen his? Yeah, have you seen his new one? It's perfect.
We call him Jabba the Hutt over in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, I know. I agree, dude. And I don't like half the shit he says, but dude, he's right about, in my opinion, he's kind of right about what he says about the actual. And I know sometimes it's hard for people to understand. And I don't even understand it half the time.
I'm gonna go
but he explains
the bathroom right quick, and I'll be right back.
Why don't you play the video then? Go to his video, and let's just roll it.
Go.
Because it is talking, and I'm not agreeing. You're not agreeing. I'm not agreeing. But the thing is, he tries to explain it, and he does a decent job, a little bit, on this video. He does because he's like really bad at like explaining it in layman's terms. Let's call it layman's terms. I'm not calling anyone a layman. I'm a layman. We're all laymen sometimes, but sometimes you have to hear it expressed in a certain way. And he does a good job at the very end.
Okay.
But you can just roll it. Actually, fast forward a little bit.
I'm going to play something else right quick just for shits and giggles.
It's
only 30 seconds.
If you're going to play something?
Yeah, just 30 seconds.
No. If you're going to...
It's Kermit the Frog.
I want you to play a song.
Kermit the Frog.
No. You used to be stupid. Play the song then.
It's a modern Kermit. Check it out. I'll play a song after I play this. Here you go. I might get a strike for this, but here we go. You ready? The one. It's a short. So
don't get a strike for Kermit the Frog, bro. Come on.
On a limb. Here we go.
That's jeez.
You'll get it. It's funny.
The one with the black hair, is your name Emerson? Oh, that's weird. Is Emerson big old titties? You know what I'm
saying? That's all I had to do.
It's called sophomoric.
Yeah, I know.
Very sophomoric.
Sorry, I found it somewhat humorous. Okay, so we're going to Ken Wheeler.
Emerson, I mean, oh, Big Pine Sailing laughed. Big Pine Sailing LOL'd. You are fired. He said he's seen this.
It's funny.
Are you really going to leave, though, like for a couple minutes?
Yeah, I just got to go to the bathroom, dude. All right, I'm going to look up Ken Wheeler.
All right, I am too, actually. I got a piss too there, son. So, yeah, hit Ken Wheeler, and then he'll explain a few things.
Magnetism or electromagnetism or the theory of...
No, it's No, have you really watched him that much?
I've watched like 3 or 4 of his shows here and there.
3 or 4. Okay, well, just the newest one. I'm pretty sure to see what it is. Where he holds up a cucumber. What?
Oh yeah, he does that.
No,
He flashes girls with a cucumber, dude.
what? I don't know what you guys are talking about, but he's explaining hertz because we're talking about hertz and frequencies and the light. I mean, a lot of this stuff correlates, dude. It really does, and he does a decent job at the very end. Kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of monotonous. He's been doing this for a long time, and I've seen too many of it. But he does a decent job this time, and it does go along with your whole. Because, dude, there's no such thing as freaking quirks and even electrons, but he does think that there are protons and neutrons spinning, and all right, you can't prove that, but.
Okay, so the latest thing I see by Ken Wheeler is called "The Deepest Secrets of Magnetism," and the first time explained the center of light at the. I can't pronounce it properly. It's like an ethereal plane. Is what he's talking.
That's the newest one.
That's what I see on here.
Yeah, play that
one. Okay.
Does it say Tesla?
No, he didn't say anything.
Well, he talks about
He's
Tesla.
not talking about Tesla.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the newest one because I'm a freaking weirdo nerd, and he's still a Glober.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he says
won't talk about flat
he
Earth,
says
he
he's a
won't.
Glober.
He won't get involved in it.
He did. He was on Glowbusters.
He came on.
Wait, is this the newest one?
I don't know.
Hold on, is this?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if this is actually his channel neither. It's when I look at.
Go to his videos.
I looked up his channel.
Apotheosis.
I'll go there. Watch.
Go to video.
Okay, this is his channel, I guess. As far as I can tell.
Go to it. Yeah, that's it. It should be. I hope. And then go to his newest video. Newest. Sheep. Subscribe to him.
Sheeps.
You don't have to,
Yeah.
but.
Well, I like ferrocell magnets. They're fun to play with. I understand.
I know it is. It's pretty awesome, but if you want to play that, that's cool.
Okay, the Tesla's great.
Yeah, right there. What's that one? Tesla. There you go. Play that one. Okay, thank you.
I like his fireplace.
And then fast forward.
It's one of the coolest fireplaces.
It's fake fire iPad. And, all right,
It's
whatever.
computer screen.
And fast forward just like 30 seconds at least, because he does this whole. Hello, everyone.
With one another.
That's
Same is true of the ether.
Fast forward a
And,
little bit more.
This gets into explaining ether for the past 140 years, roughly.
Okay,
Mostly
all right.
so in the past 95 years. Replacing
That's good.
the ether. By the way, this is an old ad for a radio. It says, the ether is full of signals these days. This is for a $45 radio amplifier.
Ooh.
They used to actually talk like that.
They did?
Like Old English, like
Yeah,
Shakespearean
people made
English. We
reference
don't
to
talk
ether
like
all the
that
time. I
anymore.
remember that.
A lot of
I'm gonna go
people
to
these
that.
days, if they were to read Shakespearean English, it's like, you're reading English. That's your native language. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. It's completely foreign. The same is true here. This is an old ad. I think it's from the 1920s, I believe. Here it is, advertising a $45 radio. They'd actually talk about signals in the ether. And now we've replaced that with electromagnetic waves, which is inherently contradictory. All of this is based upon relativity and quantum, which reified space and time, which are not things at all. And I got some direct passages here from Tesla when he's talking about Hertzian waves and longitudinal pulses. But think about the implications of the ether, too, before getting into this great secret of Tesla. The implication that we have now is that, and this actually, all the stuff that confounds people, like theurgy, projection, remote viewing, all of this stuff, when you actually posit the ether, becomes hyper-rational and hyper-logical.
Dirty tree?
Right now, everybody suffers
Dirty tree.
from brain virus that this is here, and that's over there.
No, of course not. No,
Yeah?
no.
And, they can meet and bump, and in the case of the ether,
I agree.
the
It's not good.
implication,
It's not good.
obviously and logically
It's
so,
demonic,
is that
in my opinion.
everything is interconnected. Everything.
But everything is
Also,
interconnected
too,
in my
by the
opinion.
way, the Wardenclyffe
You agree
Tower,
with him?
there's a guy that wants to do an interview for me for a video
about the true nature of some of the secrets of energy vis-a-vis Tesla and Steinmetz and Heaviside. Every documentary that's ever been made about Tesla, and especially they all go into the Wardenclyffe Tower. They all go into the Wardenclyffe Tower. They say...
So he's right about this part.
Okay, hold
Listen,
on.
listen.
Now, Tesla has a lab here. You know that, right?
In Denver?
Yeah.
You mean Tesla, the freaking Elon Musk Tesla, right?
I mean Nikola Tesla.
What do you mean Tesla?
Nikola Tesla built a lab in Colorado Springs, about 40 miles from me, right here.
You mean back in the day
Yeah,
he did?
this is where they made
Okay,
reference
I thought
in
you meant right
Yeah.
now.
He built in the Prestige. He actually went to Colorado Springs. Hugh Jackman's character.
Oh, wasn't he from? Where was he from though? I thought supposedly he was from like Minnesota or something.
Tesla? No.
Yeah, where?
He's
No,
from Romania. He's
Germany.
from Romania.
Or
Croatia, one of the two.
Romania?
He's either Croatian or Romanian, I think, in origin. He's from the old country. He went to.
Well, where he was born. Yeah, where he was
raised
born.
there,
I'm
too.
just
He actually
saying.
went
Yeah.
to monastery there. He learned. He became a priest. Went through all the dogma, and then he became an inventor. He came to the United States, went to Manhattan, got in touch with Westinghouse, and he started working for him, working on patents and stuff. And I think he helped build some of the power supplies plants in Niagara Falls. I'm not exactly 100% sure if that in that order, but that's kind of what happened. But Edison wanted to shut him down because he came up with the generator that actually made alternating current as opposed to direct current, which Edison was pushing direct current. As
Some of Westinghouse, right?
well, Westinghouse was just basically he owned everything. He had a company, Westinghouse. They're still around today. Westinghouse are the number one.
Yeah, I know. I have a generator. I have a Westinghouse generator. I know.
My dad worked for Westinghouse.
I'm asking you who you're talking about that was doing that. What you're saying?
Tesla, Nikola. Westinghouse, the man himself, actually hired Tesla to work for him, and he started competing with General Electric and whoever that guy was. What was that guy?
Yeah, GE. Yeah.
And
Edison.
Mr. Edison, and his
freaking stupid Edison, dude. Oh, dude, Edison, what a freaking dum
he's a
dum.
patent thief. That's all he
Honestly.
was.
Yeah, I know. And I used to live right. I used to freaking live right down the road from where. Yeah, he was in Florida. There's all kinds of Florida crap, Edison nonsense, Edison College, and I'm like, you guys are brainwashed. You guys, you're going to like a thief college. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you go to a thief college? Weird. Anyway,
back to Wheeler.
What's happened? Yeah, I mean, just play him in 1.25 once again. You should always do that.
I think I still got it set there, dude.
He's like,
I didn't bring it back.
no, there's no way. Is it really?
No, it's just.
No, it went back to normal.
Why would it do that?
But he does say a couple things in here. I'm just saying.
Okay.
He does say a couple things that are kind of explaining how light works and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he should know how it works in the industry he's in. You know what the Wheeler family are famous for, right?
Well, I know that he's a photographer guy. I know that, obviously.
Well,
but he's also like, he writes, he knows all these languages. Doesn't matter. Canada. Oh, Canada. I think he was laughing at Canada for a second.
Oh, look up the Wheeler family.
When they say I have no money,
where they got their,
that is funny. Canada space
see
man.
where they got the money.
I don't care. I don't care where the Wheelers got their money. This guy doesn't have that much money. I guarantee you, because if he did, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing.
Okay.
Or he might be doing it for fun. It doesn't matter. Like, that's the thing. I don't care, bro. What I care about is what people like are trying to inform the public about. Sometimes when it comes to like light doesn't travel, and he's going to explain it kind of in a decent way, and about how it hurts, about how Hertz work. He is a monotonous, but he does say a couple things. Let's just go play it.
He has some doctorate of electrical engineering. Well, the Wardenclyffe Tower never would have worked if they had eventually built it because electricity dissipates very quickly at distance, and so it didn't matter that it didn't get built because, never would have worked anyway. Well, there's a court case where Tesla is in it, and it's all about the money changing hands between Westinghouse and the entities thereof for the Wardenclyffe Tower. And in the court documents, it actually, Tesla states that his Wardenclyffe Tower was not based in electricity. It was telluric. And Tesla goes after Hertzian waves. Here's a quote from an interview from Nikola Tesla. And I'm going to get very quickly here into not only how Tesla accurately defined the ether, which is the accurate description. There's countless, hundreds of different ideas to the ether since the dawn of time. But the rational, accurate one that Tesla painted a picture of is accurate. According to Mr. Tesla, the present broadcasting stations, he's talking about radio stations, do not propagate Hertzian waves, as has always been supposed. Well, sure they do. You're broadcasting on, in this case, 162.40 million, back in the day was at Hertzian cycles, 162.400 million Hertzian cycles. Well, that's a reference to the epiphenomena. Magnetism is no different than saying Hertzian waves. The waves themselves are the epiphenomena. I've talked about.
He just compared light waves to magnetism, right?
What? No,
he's not conflating the two, is he?
No, he's not conflating anything. He's actually trying to non-conflate, but he doesn't. He's actually trying to do a better job at explaining these things.
Yeah, I missed some more
But,
in the bathroom too, so
well, no, it's fine. Let him go. He's going to say something. I'm telling you, I wouldn't tell you to play this if he didn't say anything like kind of decent.
Gotcha. All right, here we go.
Light being the coaxial
Or
circuit
not, I
that
don't
confounds
care.
people. Light, of course, is a
Yeah, you
blinking
do.
torus. It's technically a propagating wrinkle of the medium, and of course the medium is the ether. Nobody sees light, they see illumination. Tesla is pointing to the light. Tesla is pointing towards the dielectric, not the magnetic. I've got like 1,000 videos on the supercell on YouTube. Everybody kind of so is fascinated by that
I got
hole,
like
that black
he's
spot
got
in
like
the center of
2,000.
every side of every magnet. But what amazes people is not that hole in the middle, but
Something like
this
that, yeah.
toroidal spirograph, which is a hypertrochoidal pattern that's on either side. That, of course, is the magnetic
He
field. That
loves
would be no
talking about
different
this part,
than
too.
talking
I
about
know,
Hertzian
dude.
waves. Cycles, but the cycles themselves,
He loves
like
saying, like,
illumination, is not the
everyone's
thing
so...
itself. We talk about
He
Hertzian
loves the
waves.
paracel.
Waves of what?
He loves what it does.
Wave is not
But
a
listen,
thing,
though.
and
Listen what he
either-
says.
This is the
Listen what he
reason why Tesla
says.
goes after the idea that energy is Hertzian. Tesla understood what the ether is and what the longitudinal is. The longitudinal is the real puppet master driving everything.
See,
I've
hit
told
pause really
everybody
quick,
that what's driving
because
the
you
magnetic
just-
field is not
you
magnetism.
just
it's
told
that
me-
hole, the puppet master.
Like, you talked to me about Tesla, like, as if you really truly believe that Tesla was a real person, which I do, too. But people say that Tesla wasn't real, like just like Jesus, kind of. I mean, except for just way more proof of Tesla, right? But isn't it weird? But isn't that weird though? Like, first of all, it's weird that people say Jesus never existed because there's tons of proof. I mean,
I'm with you.
you know what I'm saying?
It's just the longer time passes, the less evidence there's going to be. It's going to deteriorate with time, unless people are in time
You mean-
immemorial preserving.
You mean the bullshit? You mean the bullshit's gonna degrade? Like the bullshit will be gone?
Yeah.
Like the lies are gonna kind of slowly just like dissipate
Yeah.
with the longer time goes by. I mean, I kind of like that idea. I like that that thought process. That's cool. So now I'm older because 1 year went by.
Did
So
it?
now I'm
Happy
1 year
birthday.
went by. So now I'm closer to death, right? So yeah, but that's a weird way of thinking it. Or no, I can think about it. We're 1 year closer to where people figure shit out. People like see through the bullshit and the lies. I like that idea, Roger. Very positive.
Now here's another idea. Who's that group that sang that song? It's about going. The streets are made of gold. Let's make our great escape.
Oh,
was
what?
that band?
A band?
Yeah, there's a band that sings a song about
The Streets of Gold? A Christian band?
No, it's not a Christian band. This band's they have like a motto. It's like a creed, you might say.
A Creed? You mean Creed the band? Oh, can you take me higher?
Yeah, that's what I was going with. Where streets are made of
To
gold.
a place with golden streets.
You don't like Creed? Come on.
I like Creed, dude. You don't, dude. Creed used to play where my band played in college, and then like Creed was on the billboard, and then we played the same weekend, and I'm like, we're playing where Creed played, dude, in '95 or '6 or whatever it was, and then Creed got huge, dude, and I was like, what is going on? And I didn't like them because I was like anti mainstream, but then I was like, wait, how did this band that I just played at the same place, I heard them on the radio, you know what I mean? Like their first single came out. Remember it was My Own Prison, I think it was called. My Own Prison.
I think I know.
Yeah, My Own Prison, dude.
I should have been dead on a Sunday morning banging.
Yeah. Should have been dead on a Sunday morning. But dude, by the way, Roger, so I was going to college right then, and then this lady goes, you know, the guy from Creed, the guitarist John Tremonte, he sat in that same exact seat as you. I was like, great. Because back then I didn't like Creed at all. I was like, ugh, Creed, gross. And I was like, great. Everybody thought it was funny. I was like, whatever.
No, so if I look through Glowbusters, do you think I could actually find that?
Do you really want to see the Danny Faulkner?
No, I want to see the gyro. The
gyro one? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know how to find that one, dude. Honestly, you can't probably look it up. Can you?
Yeah. So,
because there wasn't. I don't remember it because I just remember people making fun of it. And honestly, does it matter, Roger? Does it? Or no? Explain. Honestly, no. Explain what you say, because you were explaining to me about how a gyro will process.
Yeah.
It's called precession, right?
It does process due to the fact you're keeping it spun up that way. All the energy that's transferring through the gyro itself, if you keep it spun up at that rate, that speed, for so much time, it will start processing somewhat. That's just the mechanics of the gyro. They're trying
but will it do it 15? But will it do it 15 degrees per? What is it? 15 per hour? Like just all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Because honestly, dude, I don't think it matters. I mean, it does matter a little bit, I guess, because if there is ether, it's interesting. I don't even know if I don't think ether moves.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't. The whole ether drift thing and the ether moving, I think it's just ether and it's not moving, and I think that we're not moving, and then I think that there's the firmament situation going on that's moving, maybe.
Yeah, I think the firmament actually does turn. Like a cog, a wheel in the sky. It actually moves.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I honestly feel that way. And I thought about this
what makes the
5
sun
years
and the
ago.
moon, if it's set in the firmament, it would move with it.
See, that's the thing, though. I don't even know if they're set in it, dude. I just think that maybe that has
that's what the
something
Bible
to do with
actually
it.
says. That, and what they did is the scholar, like Enoch and let's see who else. Isaiah talks about the motion of the sun and the circuit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everybody, they documented it. It happens the same every day and every year throughout its circuit. It does the same thing every year. Point blank.
Hold on. Oh, sorry. This is why I don't like reading the chat. I get it because I was cutting you off because aircraft don't prove squat. Gyros work on Zenith. Zenith works on any terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and Earth doesn't twirl either. But no,
it whirls. It's not whirling.
The thing for me, the biggest thing about a gyro, honestly, bro, is about the gyro thing, is if you really have a really real good gyro, and you're on a long distance flight, and it doesn't start tipping over, then what are we on then, guys? You know what I mean? Come on.
Well, that's the whole point of a gyro, dude.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean? That's not the point of a gyro. Well, yeah, the point of a gyro is it stays in
your horizon and
yes, it's even in my it's in my video. It's in my video. Roll the video. I'm just kidding.
I've seen the video.
I know. I'm joking. Everyone else has seen the video too. This is a bunch of people that have seen the damn video. I'm just joking, but it's true though.
Everybody loves your video, Mr. Level.
Mr. Level. Mrs. Level. Mrs. Level's birth. Mrs. Level's
Level
birthday.
asleep still? Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah,
What did you
yeah,
get her?
she's.
What did you get her for her birthday, dude? What did you do?
I got her a bunch of stuff for Mother's Day, and then I gave her. You know what I gave her? I gave her just love for her
Pure
birthday.
love.
Dude, you know how many people freaking gave her so much stuff? It's insane. Freaking Mrs. Level's like a rock star. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on. And
Okay.
maybe you want to see, or you know what? Just watch this on your own.
Just watch it. Well, I'll
If
watch
you're
it.
really
Well,
gonna,
it's
if you're
fine.
really gonna,
I'm up now. I'm wired again. So, is it 100%
okay.
pure love? Is that what you gave her? 100%
All
pure
right,
love?
shut up, dude. 1,000%, thousands of percents, thousands of percentage.
Let's get back to the boring world of Ferrocells and Toyota fields, or I can't pronounce that word properly. It's my teeth.
Toroidal
fields. Sorry.
Toroidal fields that he
You know that
believes that.
only happens if you take a ferromagnet to like loose particles. It will create that. Never mind.
Well,
I
yeah,
can
it's
demonstrate
oil.
it.
There's oil. It's oils. It's oils.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
There's a thin oil between two freaking glass pieces,
Yeah, I know, and it creates that.
and then you light it up. You light it up.
Ooh,
It's pretty cool though. It's interesting, honestly.
Yeah, it does the same thing every time, though. That's the cool part. Yeah. So there's
Who are
something.
people referencing? Dirty tree. What's dirty tree?
Dirty Tree. It's somebody from Banners. Usually, he's over there.
Oh, okay.
Guy named Dirty Tree. Yeah. Anyways, I wasn't there for all of that. I went.
Dude, he might say something. He just might say something here soon.
No way. Okay.
I like it.
Everybody's fascinated by the puppet show, but you can see the strings.
We're going.
Presumably. Nobody can see the puppet
get lava
master, which would be that black spot on the side of either magnet. Quote unquote poles, and of course a magnet doesn't actually have poles. I'm going to get to that here shortly. But light, of course,
You
is a breaking
see,
torch.
a magnet doesn't have
But
poles.
the epiphenomena, just like illumination, just like magnetism, is not the thing itself.
No, there's
That's
only
what
one pole.
we can measure something by.
Yeah, it's called the north.
And by the way, the magnetic field itself
Exactly.
has a cycle. It's called the Lamore frequency, which the average Lamore frequency is 42 megahertz, or million cycles. Once again, I use the word hertz, but when I say hertz or hertzian, obviously and undeniably, there's no disputation by anybody. We're talking about a frequency.
You're
A
talking
disturbance.
about Mr. Hertz
Disturbance is not a thing.
You know what he's
Disturbance
talking about,
is
Roger?
Something that's
He's
happening
talking about
relative to something else.
all the songs I
This
play
is the thing
are in
itself.
432
This
hertz.
is what everybody's talking about the cycle.
Are they?
And by the way, light
Yeah,
is an
yeah,
unbroken
yeah.
chain
We
of
play
these
live,
of certain
live.
frequencies, and the higher the frequency,
432.
the higher the capacitance. That also, too, is undeniable. We're actually caught up in an upside-down world.
Are we?
Back about 9 or so years ago, when I started talking about dielectricity, hey, I got this imaginary word dielectricity, where'd you come up with this nonsense? It's like, every god of field theory has been talking about the dielectric. Tesla, Steinmetz, Heaviside. Charles Brody Steinmetz, 1917 book. You can download it on archive.org. It's called Electrical Discharges, Waves, and Impulses. He tells you right there, electricity is not a thing itself. This is a guy way more intelligent than Nikola Tesla. Way more. He said electricity is a hybrid of two things, dielectricity and magnetism. This is a book from
He's right about that.
And
yeah, but the question
8 years ago, I think 108 years ago, even he says in the book.
People don't know what electricity is or a field. He's right about this part. I gotta admit it, dude. He does know that nobody explains the actual field of inertia and the dielectricity, and how electricity isn't actually like a physical thing. I mean, I like how he does that anyway, because he's explaining it.
Can you actually put your finger on what electricity actually is, dude?
That's what he's saying. No, you cannot. No, it's like meta. It's like saying, he's like, well, what is God's love for you? He talks about love. What is love? But what is like the actual spirit of life? The spirit of I believe we have a spirit, a soul, and then the body. And what is a spirit then? You can't put your finger on it.
It's like that the song we played the other day. It's like Numa.
Numa.
We are all
what is
one breath.
Well, they get into the whole fractal, which is funny because he would probably love that whole theory. The whole theory of the fractal, of like the one God fractal, and we're all fractals of the one God thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
remember
cool.
the bit? I know, it's crazy.
Well, they're kind of Vedic. If you actually look at a lot of their artwork, they like to reference even the dome in a lot of their videos too. Like put multiple domes within one dome. They think
Yeah, fractal domes, yeah.
yeah, it's weird, but they use Vedic artwork in a lot of those Graves videos that they did when they first after Lateralis. They started getting into that art kind of style of artwork. Originally, their artwork was let's see, Mike Geiger.
Yeah,
HR.
wasn't Danny doing some artwork for a while there? I thought he
Yeah,
was. Danny Carrot, yeah.
Well, not just Danny. Adam is more into the animation part of their.
Oh, Adam was the drummer. I mean, the guitarist,
player.
right? Yeah, yeah.
He actually did work for Predator and Alien, the movies. He actually worked on their sets and helped design them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember
They
that now.
chose the H.R. Geiger for the Alien. They took his artwork for the skeletorial alien and all, even like the cave work has spines and stuff in it. You ever look at H.R. Geiger's work? Have you?
H.R. Geiger?
Yeah. He's
You
an
mean
artist.
Geiger counter? Geiger counter
No.
guy? No, okay.
I'll get some of his artwork and show it to you here in a minute. But let's see what else the brilliant what's this guy's name again? Ken Wheeler.
I don't understand what electricity is. You understand what it is, then explaining all the phenomena I'm saying becomes incredibly easy. Everybody's fascinated by the puppet, and they don't understand the puppet master. Either that or they can't see it. Tesla goes after the idea of Hertzian waves. Give me a couple of quotes from Tesla here. Consider this extremely important. Mr. Tesla said, light cannot be anything else but a longitudinal. Longitudinal is like talking about light or the dielectric, as opposed to Hertzian. A longitudinal disturbance of the ether involving alternating compressions and rarefactions. Now, compressions and rarefactions are no different than having a long pole.
This part,
for example, you put a compression wave of energy. You see
yeah,
nothing vibrating or moving.
it's information,
This is a pole,
actually.
but essentially so. You have a compressional front of the ether itself.
Like, you know how...
this is a disturbance.
What do you call it? Fiber optics?
Epiphenomena.
Fiber optics.
Which is no different than saying waves or cycles or...
It's information going
hertz.
through.
Today we still use hertz. Megahertz, kilohertz, gigahertz, or just regular hertz themselves, all part of the electromagnetic spectrum.
This is probably too... This might be too nerdy. Too nerdy.
Epiphenomena. The whole point of Tesla's energy,
I mean, I know you're
and
nerdy
the
too, but like,
power, which,
I don't
as he
know.
said, was not electrical, is the longitudinal compressions and rarefactions.
Well,
Mr. Tesla explained that it first realized that there being no Maxwellian ether, and the idea of the ether, according to Maxwell, there could be no transverse oscillations in the medium. The Newtonian theory believes is an error because it fails entirely in the belief to explain how a small candle can project particles, this nonsense of photons, with the same speed as the blazing sun, which is infinitely more powerful. We have made sure by experiments, said Mr. Tesla, that the propagation
We were
of
talking
light
about that. Remember
occurs
candle?
at the same
Candle.
velocity, and it's
What'd
not
you
a
call
velocity
it?
implying something is moving.
Yeah.
Irrespective of the character of the source, and that, of course, is 100% undeniable by anybody. Such constancy of velocity, whether it be candle power or, you know, a trillion, zillion gigawatts of power from a neutron star, I mean, the nature of the light itself has to do with one thing. This is, he explains, dependent solely upon the physical properties of the medium.
He just said a neutron star, bro. He just said what we were talking about earlier.
Specifically meaning density and the
What did he say?
elasticity
A
of the
billion,
medium,
trillion?
which is what C is called. That
Lumens
ratio
or
between
something?
elasticity and density is what we call the speed of light, but light is not moving. It's a wrinkle of the ether. But the wrinkle, or the train, if you will,
the same thing that
is the coaxial. It's this longitudinal rarefaction and compression. Now, the corresponding shock wave of the air moving out, for example, the epiphenomena, which is not the train itself, is what Tesla is referring to in attacking Hertzian systems. I've got some quotes here. Soon the Maxwellian ether thought it was necessary to explain, yada, yada, yada. This view has become completely untenable. I show the universal medium is a body in which only longitudinal pulses can be propagated, involving resultantly alternating compressions and expansions can produce the same as in sound. Sound, of course, is another medium, but nothing emits sound. We actually set up a compression wave of the medium. Nothing emits sound, and yet everybody on this earth is under the delusion that things emit sound the same way a light bulb emits light.
He thinks Wheeler's a CIA asset, maybe? What do you think, Scott?
I doubt it. I mean, it's possible. You never know. Who's Paul Hodgson? Okay, so and still is a CIA agent or asset. Or asset means like yeah, CIA loves him because he doesn't speak of super truths. That's my yes, Paul. Okay, listen, retards, retard Paul. I'm not calling you retard. I already expressed this earlier. I don't agree with Ken Wheeler on everything. You shouldn't agree with everyone on everything. You shouldn't agree with me or freaking Roger or anyone else in your entire life, even your mom or your dad. Because guess what? They probably don't make sense either on everything. Nobody except for God. You should agree with. Now, the point is, he does express certain things about electricity, freaking magnetism, how this world works a little bit, like I'm not telling you guys to watch this guy. I'm just saying he expressed some things. He made a little bit of sense here on light and freaking. We were talking about light and the moon, its correlation. That's all I'm saying. And I'm probably not doing a great job of freaking explaining this. Obviously, sorry there, Paul.
You should be more white and nerdy. Paul's pretty good.
Hojiton. I know he's. I'm sure he's cool. I've seen him before. I'm just saying. Don't worry about it. Ken Wheeler. I mean, dude, all these people could be freaking CIA assets. I could be. You could be. Freaking Paul could be. He might be doing that on purpose. How about that, there, Paul?
I think George Bush might be a CIA.
By the way, there is a place up that you see. It's saying there is no space. By the way, saying there is no space. First of all, there is space. There's space in between. It depends on how you define space, there, buddy.
There's no vacuum of space. No, there isn't.
No, yeah, exactly. They don't. The way they explain it. That's why you should be more. What do you call that? What do you call that when you actually descriptive? Be more descriptive. There is no such thing as space.
You get the gist of what he's saying when he says there's no space.
I know what he means, but do other people?
Yeah.
Does Donald Pisick know what he's talking about?
I don't know. Does he?
I don't know. I don't know him.
Thanks. Pretty cool. Here and there. All right. So let's watch more, Ken. Ready? Set. There she goes.
Just fast forward a little bit.
But it doesn't. Light bulb.
You brought me over here.
Of the ether. You said in the ether. You think something else was in the ether. You have to say sound waves of the ether. And the experts will realize this.
The real question I have
to explain the curious
before we go any
observations
further,
made.
what exactly is ether, and can you define that monkey for me?
Define ether?
Yes.
Okay. It's the background medium that everything is like he just said, in. No, it's of the ether. So do you understand what it's like saying, like, what is your hand made of? Right? What's your hand made of? A bunch of things, right?
Well, I can tell you it's bone, flesh, and some veins and some skin.
There's like 1,000 different things, right?
Yeah, though I don't know the complete chemical breakdown of the human hand, and how would you actually define that? Neither. No.
But you can't do that, can you?
I got nails on
do you see my point? You see my point?
Yeah.
You can't explain all of it.
I wasn't trying to.
But there's something that we are like submersed. It's not submersed. It sounds like water, but it's kind of like water. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Listen, you figure it out for yourself. Don't ask me. I'm not Ken Wheeler. I'm not God. So
I wouldn't probably talk to you.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that. Well, he wouldn't talk to you either, because he's busy being a fat guy with freaking weird.
You know, our mentor and leader David Weiss went and had a nice little conversation with this guy.
Don't say our, like, don't do that.
I was being what's that word? Facetious.
Facetious, yeah. Who? He was talking to who?
Mr. Weiss.
No, Mr. David. He talked to on one-on-one.
No, that he went on like one of the shows
on Glowbusters. He went on Glowbusters. I saw that.
He was on with David Weiss, and he did not want to get into flat Earth with David.
Hold on. I saw that. Yeah. Well, he chose to not do. Yeah, that was on. Oh, was David White's there? I didn't know that because Bob was there. I know Bob was there.
I think this is after Bob talked to.
No, show me this then. I want to see that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe David got it on his channel. By the way, I am subscribed to Dearth. I have been there for a long time. Don't hold it again. I don't support him financially. I'm sorry.
Dearth.
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 My dog's being stupid. Anyway,
Well, your
what are you
dog's
doing?
smarter than some people I know, probably.
No, she is special needs, but she's smart. But she's special needs.
Okay, I'm getting rid of Wheeler, dude. He's
Good.
boring.
That's fine. He is very boring. But he did say what I told you he was saying about the.
Yeah,
You know,
he's trying to define energy traveling and light traveling, and it doesn't.
it doesn't
do what
travel.
everybody says.
It doesn't travel.
But I mean, light's not constantly always there. What you're saying that within everything, the potential for light is always there, kind of in a weird way. You
Yeah.
follow what I'm
Well,
saying?
the ether can be disturbed by something. Yes, I know. He does say it in a bad. He doesn't explain it properly, and I can't explain it properly either. But I thought he was trying better that time. It doesn't matter. Let's just move forward. Listen to this. So watch the new Chevelle, dude. It's pretty amazing how it's literally like freaking. And you'll see. You gotta see the. Have you seen the new Chevelle? Freaking. Go to
The
the.
video you showed me
It's
two
not.
of them.
No. It's the new one. It's
You got
only
another
2
one
days
out?
ago. Yeah, and it's only words too. So it's even better because the words make it even better. Yeah, watch that, dude. It's gonna be
Hey, do you want to see Katy Perry go into space? No.
not at all. Nope. What are you talking about? Why do you say that?
I'm going through Durst's videos right now, and that's one of those.
Oh.
You got the wand
Oh, you're trying
vibrator.
to. Are you trying to find?
Yeah,
what?
I'm looking for the
What channel are you on? What channel is that?
Durst.
Yeah, but what? Just the DITRH or whatever? Deep into that side of rabbit hole.
Yeah, just regular YouTube. I'm going through
So-
the video.
Dude, I honestly never saw him talk to Ken Wheeler by himself.
And I think he had somebody else with him in the interview. They wanted him to talk to Ken Wheeler, and they brought him over to talk.
After Bob died, you're telling me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was not too far after when Bob died, like a couple of months or so.
Maybe I forgot.
Yeah, but I mean, Dearth is not up in front of everybody's face every day, unless you got the sun, moon, and.
No, I
zodiac.
don't. No. Clock app. I don't have that. You almost said it perfectly, actually. You freaking, what do you call that? Shill. You're shilling. You're shilling for the shill, dude.
Shilling for the shills. Yeah. Dave has some good points in some of his videos, man. It just makes more sense than the flat Earth.
Listen, it's fine. You can just watch people for free, but like when you start paying for stuff, then you're like really getting.
I got the app so I could meet flat earthers in Denver, man. That's why I got it. And you know how many I met when I got the app? 0. Nada.
You told me that.
You know, I met flat earthers here, but
I forget.
on my own. Yeah.
What part are you? How far from Denver are you again?
Let's see. Downtown is exactly probably like 20 minutes from me.
Indian Moon Landing. Indian. Oh, why do you? Where did that come from? That's so funny. Oh, because it was on there. Oh, Jono was watching it. Yeah, that was funny. That was so stupid. But yeah, so you live near where Cammy and Bob lived like just 5 years ago. They moved here. They moved to this area 5 years ago. Yeah, same time as me.
Did he fly out of the Denver International at all?
Who?
Bob.
What do you mean?
Well,
I'm sure
at one point in time.
Oh, I mean, he was. I think it was a small plane. It wasn't a. He wasn't like an international pilot or anything. No.
I don't see the interview on here.
No, I doubt it. I told you I don't think it. I don't think Ken Wheeler. You have to go to Glowbusters. Dude, okay, there's two things we have to look up. The Glowbusters with Kyle, who's making fun of Remind me about this, by the way. Like, we have to take notes.
Okay.
Take notes, right? So the Kyle making fun of the freaking stupid dum dum. What's his name?
Well, I'm gonna go to Glowbusters right now. I'll hop on Rockfin and see if they got anything on there.
Faulkner, yeah, Danny Faulkner. When he was like, he was trying to prove how. It was almost like, dude, it was so funny. He was trying to prove how the wall is pushing away. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, are you writing this stuff down? I'll write it down. I'll make a list. I'm like Santa Claus. I'll check it.
No,
twice.
dude, it's so fun, dude. So the other night, by the way, we played Petra. Remember you played the band Petra?
I gave rock and roll to
Yeah,
you.
and literally the night after, me and Ashley were playing
I got
like
a fight for that.
a trivia game, and the question was, what was the ancient ruins, like the first ancient ruins? I'm like, it's freaking. We were talking about Petra, except not the band, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
the question.
that's where they got the name for the band.
I know that, Roger. Ding, ding, ding. This just in.
Yeah, just in. A lot of people don't know that kind of stuff. Like when you say Petra, it actually just means rock in Greek. That's all it means. But they named the place of the rock Petra.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know that I'm just making fun of you, Roger. It's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm making fun of you for being.
Wall. All right, got that.
Wait. Oh, did you see that? Oh,
No,
you're writing it down? Okay, good. Yeah, I got to go back. And then the other one was what? We just talked about it. What's the other one was, Bob. Oh, no. Yeah. Ken Wheeler on Glowbusters. Yeah, I want to see that one again. That's been like freaking 3 years now. So, wow, that's crazy.
The Wheeler family they made their money off electromagnets. That's what that's
makes
why,
sense. That's why he's a magnet guy.
Mm-hmm. So he actually has magnet money. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to work for a living. Let's put it that way.
Dude, the guy doesn't work. Oh, he says he works 7 days a week.
Sure. You see him?
Yeah,
Look
right.
at him, dude. Yeah, no, he doesn't. I work 5 days a week now.
Dude, he's lost, dude. You know, he used to be way fatter. Way fatter. It's funny that he looks
really thin at the top. Like
he looks more like Jabba the Hutt now because Jabba was more like like his bald, his head looks more proportional. He used to be like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or the Michelin Man before.
Uh-huh. So you ever seen
stupid tattoos?
You ever seen Neil Constantino? He's on F&D. He's an Italian guy. He actually dubbed Ken Wheeler Jabba the Hutt. That's where I got it from. I never seen Ken Wheeler till after he told me who he was, and I started looking for him, and then I found a whole bunch of geeks that follow Ken Wheeler. Ken Wheeler? Oh, you don't know Ken Wheeler? He's the Magnet King. All right, I'm looking for him on Rockfin. We're going to Glowbusters, right? Ken Wheeler on Glowbusters.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And by the way, and I want to express this highly. Just because I watched this dude, I don't like him at all. He doesn't believe in God at all. He thinks that Jesus is not real. He makes fun of Jesus. So listen, I don't necessarily like him. I'm not trying to promote him. I was trying to say that he was explaining, a certain type of field theory or whatever you want to call it about the way this freaking place works, and he was just trying to explain it. That's all. Yeah, he speaks like freaking whatever, a bunch of languages. Doesn't make you a good person. Doesn't mean you believe in God. I probably won't see him in heaven because he's probably going to deny God at the resurrection, at the second resurrection. So therefore, he won't be in heaven. Not heaven even. It'll be here, but I mean the new heaven, New Jerusalem. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that it's fun sometimes to figure out how this place works, and how electricity works, and interesting stuff to me. That's all.
Yeah, I don't support Ken Wheeler's work. I don't even agree with most of it. I still got questions.
So are you going? Are you looking at? Yeah. Okay. So you have to go way back. So like we're talking Bob died. I mean, Bob died freaking, what is it, 3 years ago?
Something like that, around there.
Something
Probably
it's like
closer
two.
to 4.
No, I think they just had the. No, they just. Oh, it might. No, it can't be 4.
You just
Can it?
passed another year, dude. That's what I'm trying to gauge it by. You got a year older.
Well, I don't know, but like honestly, I do remember. Zach just talked about how the anniversary, whatever you want to call that. I hate saying that, but like, was just a few days ago. So I think it's 3. Pretty sure because it can't be 4. There's no way. So about 3 years. So go back 3 years and then look for like, because you got to say it in the thumbnail, I'm sure. Because Ken Wheeler, because somebody said somebody paid him, like some probably Globey paid him to go on there, is what happened.
Yeah, I got you.
Or a flat earther. I mean, either some fake flat earther or something, just like, remember like that whole, I mean, all these people, there's people out there that want to pay money, pay people
I
money.
got one called Faulkner's Follies. You want to look at that? I'm looking right at it.
It's on Glowbusters?
No, it's Full Cult Folly. Sorry, that's what it's saying. I didn't look at it straight.
Faux cult.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Full Cult. You have to get it in that inertial reference frame, and you have to completely transfer energy into the pendulum.
No, Foucault's pendulum is bullshit. Like, honestly,
Yeah,
I hate.
There's so
I
many
feel like,
different ways to pull it apart.
yeah, and you have to be on a certain parts of the so-called globe to make that make any sense.
Well,
So,
yeah, I know. But I mean,
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make.
with
It's
Adam
not going to.
or Leo. He goes with the cranes. Like it would even the girth of the crane doesn't matter. It would eventually start swaying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
Adam.
You're talking about Leo. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's right. He's right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, like that's. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was even on a micro to the major scales. It would affect everything, and if the Earth was actually in that kind of a rotation. Well, you don't understand scale. Yeah, we understand scale.
No, dude, two giant cranes next to each other, a mile apart. Remember, you heard him say that, talk about that before. Like, like, dude, it's so true. Like, there's no way they're going upwards. Like, it's like moving away from each other. It wouldn't make any sense. None of this building, you can't build a giant building if on a freaking ball, dude. If it's like curving, I just don't understand that part. Like, that's why I'm Scott Level Realm, because levels. That's how levels work, and I know how to build things, and I know how
Bob's
levels.
on here 3 years ago, so he didn't die 3 years ago. He's still on the show. That's 4 years ago. Yeah. So let's see.
Wait, what?
I don't see Ken in the 3 years.
But I know he didn't die 4 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I got all the way back.
He
to
died
4
like
years.
2. I think it might be 2, bro. So it might be. So go to around 2. Like I said, we can.
I went through the third year, all of them, and I didn't see Ken Wheeler in any of them.
Third season.
Yeah.
You went through
you
all.
Ever been,
Okay.
You ever been to Rockfin?
Dude, honestly, they might have. Honestly, they might have taken it off. Oh, you're on Rockfin. Who knows if they freaking.
I'll show
Dude,
you.
this is why. Honestly, this is why like people like say you should have a external hard drive and you can save all these things because things get deleted. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I've had it happen. I know exactly what you're saying.
I know.
This is Rockfin.
2 years
This is
ago.
what it
Yeah,
looks like.
Hold on, Voynich
4
knows.
years ago.
Voynich said 2 years ago. Oh, it was 2 years ago when he died.
Yeah.
It was right before.
I'm looking for the either Faulkner or what was that? The other one. I wrote it down.
Okay, let me explain something to you. The Faulkner one was on a Glowbusters Tech, and that was about.
Right here. I got one. Glowbusters Tech. What are
Yeah,
they
but
really? Why are they
how
really
many?
hiding on Earth?
Yeah.
Here we are.
Glowbusters Tech. It was about.
Demystifying magnetic declination. That's what he's trying to say here in this one. 3 years ago. Do you think he might be on there, Ken Wheeler? That's up his alley, you know.
No, he wasn't on Tech. I don't think he was on Tech. Maybe he was. I forget now.
I'm still in the 3 years here. This is 3 years ago. They're responding to Professor Dave as being the Earth's still flat. Okay.
I still don't see Ken Wheeler anywhere.
They might have taken Ken Wheeler off that one because they
He
maybe they
probably
had.
would have made him do it. Like he doesn't want to be
That's what I'm
associated
saying.
with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's possible, but why don't you Google it? Google or not Google it, but just go Ken Wheeler on John Parsons Jack.
Let me just do the Rockfin search. Ken Wheeler.
No, the Rockfin. Oh yeah, Rockfin does show things, but I don't know, dude. Maybe just go Ken Wheeler on with Glowbusters. Yeah, try that. Sheesh. Skeptic just said you passed Wheeler. Really,
Did I?
Skeptic? Did he?
Where?
Because I'm on a phone, so I can't see it. So
Okay, where was Wheeler at?
really, is he joking?
I see Bob.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, Bob. Well, is it in the description?
I'm reading
Go
them
back
now.
down. Okay, Skeptic is helping you here.
What is the ether? Let's see.
Oh, that makes sense. If there's ether, if he's talking about ether, it could be
I don't see
Wheeler.
his name in the description.
DuckDuckGo, Wheeler. Look, hit that link. Canada Spaceman.
Okay,
Hopefully it's right. See, DuckDuckGo can.
DuckDuckGo. I've never go to DuckDuckGo before, ever.
Are you serious, dude? I always use it. It's better than freaking Google, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. It's all the same
pulling up
bullshit.
a YouTube search here for Wheeler's channel. That's what's for.
Okay. Did he show it? So did Wheeler?
No, it doesn't show him on Goat.
Glowbusters?
No, this is just Ken
What is it
Wheeler's
then?
channel. It's his channel. It's Ken Wheeler's channel. We were just there. That's where I got the other clip. Got shorts, everything.
Okay, so that's retarded.
Yeah.
Third
that's
column,
not
though. He's
good.
saying third column. Are you guys just messing with us now?
Third column. Okay, I'll get there. I'll go over. Take a look at it. On the third column. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Third. Okay, this is one. Where I'm starting here. 1, 2, 3. Is the third column down or up? That's the third column.
You can do it.
Don't fear the truth. Zero proof of spherical Earth. NASA, Fairyland, Physics.
Well, he was actually.
There's Dave White right here. Interview with Ken Wheeler. This is what I was talking about.
Oh,
Bingo.
boom.
That's what
Look
I
at
was
you.
talking about.
You
Remember?
found it. You found it.
I told
Look
you
at
they
that.
got an interview with him. It's Jaron and David.
Yeah, it's freaking stupid, Jaron, Dum Jaron, and Dum David Weiss. I mean, I'm just calling him a Dum just for fun. David Weiss is just he's David Weiss. Jaron is definitely a Dum. I'm allowed to say that.
Okay.
You can fast forward it. Actually,
this interview
it's going to be how long?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
I'm
You're
not
shocked.
I'm not shocked at
It's
all.
an hour 52, dude.
I actually
fast forward.
every interview to
Fast forward.
That.
Oh, maybe. Is this after Bob's death?
Yeah, dude.
Is this really? I didn't see this one then. If it's after Bob, I thought Bob was still.
You're not listening.
Oh no, Bob.
We're
there he is.
co-fans.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah. Bob follows your work religiously.
Yeah,
I
Bob
might
was
say.
dying.
Jaron,
he was actually on his way
probably
to
a little less,
dying.
and me,
That's
I
not
follow
good.
it the most I can because it's
crazy.
a little farther over my head than.
I wish he was there
some
for this
people.
one. Yeah,
But,
my bad, guys.
We respect what you're doing. It ties into what we're talking about, and tonight we want to introduce some
that whole
ideas
thing.
to you that maybe you'd never thought of before.
Maybe I should get Courtney Love to be
I
my
listened to your
secretary.
live stream last night, and you were poking at flat Earth a little bit, but the stuff you were poking at.
No, not really. Actually, everybody
Look.
was poking at me.
Yeah, of course. You got to watch out.
Look
Flat
what he
Earthers are
says.
the assholes. Yeah. The reason we were all where
I was
you
laughing
are.
99% of the time, though. I wasn't being mean to anybody.
No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying we used to laugh at flat
Yeah, what
Earth
did he
because we
say?
thought Earth was a disk floating in space, moving up at 9.8
He
meters
thought
per
it was flat
second.
Earth. Yeah.
We thought, the picture when you Google flat Earth that's what
Wait,
the flat
upward
Earth is.
rising?
We're not a
Was he
distant
just
space.
talking about upward
So we're
rising?
gonna kind of just go over some of that stuff. We
he
want to
did
talk to
mention
you about
This is after
our
Joe went on
our
the
view on how gravity works, or the thing that we call gravity, and see where the conversation goes.
Yeah,
The other thing
see,
is,
gravity.
we're not streaming this live.
Gravity.
We're just going to record it, and then when we're done, I want to make sure that you're happy with the conversation, and you say, air it, cut this part out, or don't air it.
You can edit it any way you like. That's all fine with me.
We just respect you, and we don't want you to feel
probably
any
had this on his
pressure.
channel.
We figured this is going to be a better conversation, just between the four of us to start, and then we'll air it however we all agree upon.
Oh, I'm not really.
However they choose.
I guess
See,
I'm unlike everybody else.
You're still going
they do softballs because by the way,
we respect you and Ken.
Yeah. Oh, there's Bob. There's Bob.
I've probably been largely responsible for your introduction to the Flat Earthers because I followed you for up 6 or 7 years now. Ever since I first came.
Yeah, he's freaking dying,
I love your
dude.
work. I really do. It's amazing. It's a complete.
Well, not dying, but like he's getting sick.
Than what I was taught as an engineer.
It's
I'm
crazy.
an electrical engineer by trade. I worked in RF, microwave, satellite, two-way radio, cellular, that kind of stuff. And your approach, your take on electricity is something that is so unique, and it just resonates. It makes so much sense to me. And I really appreciate it.
Resonates.
I just got that from the same place Dollar did. Electrical discharge.
Got a nice little video. I mean,
Charles Brody's time at page 14, published 1914. And of course, it makes everything completely sensible. You never understand an electromagnet by the way these common idiots explain it, but if you actually understand electricity, the compound of dielectricity and magnetism, explaining an electromagnet becomes really easy.
He's really talking soft.
He said that they were completely messed it up. I got
the volume all the
1914 is what 112 years ago. He said it was completely messed up by then, so it's only got worse.
Einstein was largely responsible for that, I think. They had a different agenda, coming into this, I think, and they wanted to roll out a different paradigm, which I feel is completely inaccurate, and I'm sure you do too. And that's really derailed science in a lot of ways, and it's depressing. It's really
cult of
heartbreaking.
quantum.
Yes, yeah, I know, quantum mechanics. And I used to really think that was the coolest thing ever, but then I started looking at it and it's like, how do they know this stuff? This doesn't make any sense. And then when you were talking about how light is neither a particle or a wave, it's an induction, through the ether, and that cleared up everything, how it could slow down and speed up and all that.
Well, not through the ether, implying it's something separate or different than the ether, just an ether perturbation modality, a coaxial.
Right.
It's not a wave and a particle, wave-particle duality. There can't be any dualities in nature. That's inherently contradictory to nature and Mother Nature.
I have to disagree with Ken on that.
God, or what doesn't
right off the bat. No dualities are in nature.
It's not an emission. The speed is simply explained. I mean, rate of induction to the hysteresis of the ether. Basically a sound.
And speaking
of
that,
so far he's
when you
right,
speak of a rate
in my
of induction,
opinion.
What are the factors that control that rate of
say there's no duality.
Hysteresis of
No, there's no duality in nature. There's no like twins and stuff. That's what I always talk about.
Mach 2, Mach 3
It's like twins are like
light can be nothing
freak of
but a
nature.
sound wave in the ether. And of course, it's hyperlogical on many fronts. I mean, of course, sound is not an emission, but we have the speed of sound. Every human being on Earth suffers the delusion that anything that has a speed of something is moving from point A to point B, but light is not an emission, nor is it moving. It's the rate of induction. Explaining rainbows becomes incredibly simple. We're talking about the dielectric capacitance of blue in spectrum light versus red in spectrum light, which the difference is like 2.4 EV volts. It'd be like a wet road, a corner on a wet road, two identical trucks. One's empty, one is loaded down, whereas the heavy truck, would skid and maybe go over the corner. And actually, the refractive index of the capacitance of the medium that it's actually passing through is different. So explaining light diffraction.
Dirth and Jaron, sorry, but like, look, they're both retarded. So it's like two smart people talking to two dumb people. That's my opinion. As far as
just so abundantly
he looks like a monkey. What's he doing?
One thing Einstein did
He's
get right.
trying to wait for a moment where he can step in and say something.
But he can't.
I agree with
general
that.
relativity or quantum mechanics to a barmaid is just completely ludicrous. And by their own admission, by their own words, not me, they say, well, magnets are emitting virtual photons. There's no evidence for that
Virtual
whatsoever.
photons.
Absolutely
A
none.
virtual photon.
On
What is a
input
Yeah,
virtual?
output of
virtual
any experiments
photons.
ever done, there's no basis for it whatsoever.
It's
That's
kind of like
nonsense.
Feynman trying to
Anyway, but
explain
sound is not a
magnetism.
Feynman. Oh yeah, that goofball. He was
That was what a
that
laugh.
Feynman.
knuckle-dragging, mental
Feynman.
midget fool, that intellectual imbecile. Excuse me, I shouldn't talk like that. But
It's okay.
getting back to Tesla, Tesla said that light was nothing other than sound, light, and ether. But sound is not an emission. But everybody thinks that anything has a speed, of course, is moving. I mean, everybody suffers from that. I suffered from that much of my life too. But nothing is moving. It's a disturbance of the medium itself. Nobody emits sound. We're setting up a disturbance in the medium. In that case, nitrogen and oxygen.
Yeah,
Not
but your
the air. We're
motion
not emitting
makes the
sound.
sound.
You're motioning,
The
yes. You're
sound's not moving.
motioning. You're vibrating, yes. It's vibrations is what it is.
About 700 miles an hour, something like
And it
that.
actually changes depending on how cold the air is. Of course,
Exactly.
You
You
to
can
its
displace
density, and the
things in the
same is
medium
true of
too.
light. The sea is a
Just by
constant.
moving.
99.9% of people believe that too, and that's not the case. I mean,
Light's
light
not one of
changes
those
through
things.
glass,
All right, so this is obviously more
water, and
nerd
countless
talk.
other different mediums.
But I
Yeah, I
mean,
told you in an interview with him. He tried to
no,
bring flat Earth.
Yeah, and that's
he
why,
does.
you know,
Well,
that's why
they
what
they
you
try a
say
little bit.
about propagation
He
through
avoids the
the ether,
topic.
it
Of
makes
course.
so much more sense in how
Of
we're
course
going
he
to
does. Yeah.
again through the
You know
ether.
why,
And
Roger?
forgive me if I misuse a lot of the
Why do you
terms,
think?
but
Why
one
do you
thing
think that he would
do,
avoid that
James,
topic?
you
Because he
will
wouldn't make
use
money.
words in several
Yeah,
different
they would
contexts,
shut
and
him.
sometimes it gets
They
very
would just, yeah,
confusing.
they would all of
And
his
fortunately,
followers.
I have a few
Follow,
resources online that
Jeff, I got
kind
it
of
turned
like
up all the way, dude.
Tim
He's asking me
Miller
to turn it up. I wish I
interpreters.
could turn it up any more, dude.
Yeah,
The
it's
volume
Because
all
I
the way
it's
up.
really
all
do. I
of it.
listen
I
very
know.
Really not
I know.
trying to
carefully to
make.
what you say.
I'm not trying to
I
use
know.
big words. I think like
I
this.
remember.
So.
I remember
I
thinking it
understand
was
that, but you
low.
have to understand that we
It's all the
were
way
all
up.
trained
Ours
in
all the
a
way to
very
the top.
different way. I mean, you
Can't
went to
turn
the
it up
same
anymore.
school system we did.
See if I can get
And
into
I
the
don't know
player.
where you got in college or anything like
Hey,
that,
Roger.
but you know, we
Hit
fully
pause.
agreed that, you know, the education system.
Hit pause.
I did.
This linked in the chat. Have you already done it?
No, I
Do
haven't.
that. Just do that.
Which
Yeah,
one?
it's a good thing. This link right here for this, so that anybody can just, if they want to hear it live, like louder, they can
I
try to
got
turn
you.
it up in their headphones, and then you won't have to like apologize. Because I remember this.
Yeah.
It was like totally quiet. Both of them, because Bob was freaking getting sick, and then freaking what's his name was sitting back in his chair, and his freaking microphone. He's usually good at his microphone, but his microphone was too far away from him. And so yeah, just clip it, and then
I'll copy it and put it in there.
copy and paste it. And for anyone that wants to freaking complain, you can go and watch it yourself.
Yeah,
And
this interview was really horrible, actually. If you want to
no,
boil it down.
I mean, it was interesting to see Bob and Ken talk, because Bob always talked about talking to Kenny, like he's my friend, like Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
But no, it was interesting. But like, yeah, they didn't really. They talked about some interesting things that, you know, like I didn't know about 10 years ago. I didn't know about a lot of this stuff 10 years ago. As far as like the way that the just like waves and stuff. I mean, you think like waves of this, waves of that, and light and particles and like particle theory, and I just, it's obviously bullshit.
Yeah.
Particle
Nobody can
theory.
actually, I don't think anybody can put anything. There are like with the double slit or the devil slit experiment.
Yeah,
You
dude.
heard
I of course I fell for that, dude. I was a super freaking physics nerd, dude. I was totally into it, dude. When I was in college, I was
Yeah, but
totally
the thing
into
is,
it.
like, you can't really predict what slit the particle or the light will go through, right?
Dude, remember they said that if you are like watching it, it changes.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Wait a second. So a visual? Because, dude, I do believe that like we are controlling what we're looking at. Like, you know what I mean? Like animals react differently. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'm into this. Like, but it's the ether though, because that's the thing. They say it's all particle physics or whatever. I'm saying, dude, like when I watch, if I'm looking at my dog, she's gonna act differently than when I'm not watching her. You know what I mean? So, but it's not light, obviously, but there is light involved. But you know, you know what I'm trying to say though.
Yeah.
Like you know when you like somebody looks over at you and you yawn, and then they yawn too, but they yawn before you, but you yawn for no reason. Freaking weird, dude.
Yeah, so they classify that like a kind of a synchronicity or synchronicity actually, like one
Yeah,
event is
you mean
going to
synchronicity.
yeah, and they use the whole psychology to go with this idea too.
Chillster Deluxe. We
Hey,
are not
Lex.
all gods. God gave us abilities. We are not all gods, in my opinion. And I'm yelling at Chillster Deluxe because it's all capital.
I know he always types in capitals.
I
Yeah,
know. Yeah, that's his
yeah.
thing. He's allowed to. It's okay. He's allowed to.
Should we watch more of this? It's going to get real.
I
Let's
don't.
speed
I
it up
don't
a little
care.
bit.
I don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't care.
Right? They just teach us
I'm good.
kindergartners, and
I think
Dave's
everyone.
punching the app is what he's doing now. Look at this shit.
Listen, everyone can. Yeah, Dave. Oh, he's talking about Zap. Oh, with Wheeler. That's so
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah. See, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, that's what I was talking
Rockfin.
about.
Yeah. You know, I
All
was
right, now,
trying to get on Rockfin as a platform, and I couldn't go right into it.
what do you mean?
They want to review your channel and your platform before they allow you on. They're monetizing you. They want to make sure your programming.
I know you have to actually have like multiple, like 2 or 3 people or 2 people that are already on there, right? To get you on. Yeah, you have to have like it's called references. References. Yeah, you have to have references.
And within a group, I think it was Witsit, Jaron, in this genre. And let's see, there was Eric Dubay. I could walk you down this whole list. And they had to choose you to get on. They just wouldn't let me start a channel.
Yeah, they don't just let anyone do it. No, they don't let. Remember back in the day, they kicked freaking Owen Benjamin off, and they let him back on. They said you can't say that freaking. You know what they said? I'll say it. No, I won't say it. But he made like a whole joke. You remember what he said? Dude, he's a giant gorilla. He calls himself a gorilla. His name is Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, he likes bananas.
Owen Benjamin. I've never really watched. I
don't care. I don't care about that. I'm talking about Rockfin there, buddy. I don't care if you like Owen Benjamin or not.
I didn't say I didn't like him.
Guess who does? Guess who does? Cubby Bear, because he's a bear.
I don't know why he called himself a bear, dude. Because he's big. Is that what it is?
No. Oh, you mean Big Bear?
Yeah. Benjamin.
Yeah, because people called him a bear. He didn't call himself that. I mean, he did, but he made bears. Listen, who cares? What if you call yourself Mighty Mice? What are we, a bunch of mice? Oh, I get it now. Because you're a freaking bunch of mice, dude.
I don't look anything like Mighty Mouse, dude. And matter of fact,
Yeah,
I'm not
but
yeah.
yeah, but oh, you're definitely.
That's weird. There you go.
You're definitely a Mighty Mouse. Fit like Chillster. Fit like Chillster.
Yeah. Fit like a Chillster. Yeah.
Roger, are you doing 360 flips in the driveway yet? Because didn't you promise us that?
Yeah, dude, it's been raining here for like the past couple of weeks.
I know it's been raining. Yeah, it's been raining here too. That's weird.
And I got on the skateboard once so far this week. I just got to warm my ass up. I ollie once. That's all I got. One ollie, and I'm pretty sure it was about 6 inches high at least. Monsters.
Hold on, Paul. No. The double split experiment is literally, it's like bullshit. It's like a made up. It's like
what they're doing is they're shooting a beam of just a portion of light, a fraction of light.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Listen. Remember, Roger, where they have a thing on the moon where you can reflect off of a thing off the moon and reflect it back, and you have to have a special box for it. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Special box.
It's like a little whatever. It's a special computer box.
Is that what it is? Huh.
Yeah.
Kind of like the telescopes actually enhance the videos for you off your telescope.
The video. Are you gonna have a video of it? No, they don't have that.
No, they do enhance the images you get on the new telescope. So they digitally enhance them. Some of the newer telescopes, like the $7,000, $8,000 telescopes, they use digital enhancements to enhance the image you're getting through the telescope.
I'm talking about just a reflection of light, dude. And there's no such thing. You have to have the exact precise instrumentation, and it's bullshit. It's made up.
You got to hit it right there. How many
Yeah.
million miles away? Come on, 243,000.
240,000 miles away.
Yeah.
240,
You're gonna
roughly.
bounce the laser off
it
of
dep-
that little 6-inch square on the moon. It's going to bounce back, and it's in motion too. Think about that. You got to angle it back to where it will catch up with it in the orbit. You're going to catch that? No, that's not.
All right, play the new Chevelle song though. Play it because I'm
Should I?
gonna my battery's gonna die.
Well, dude, I've been on 2 hours and 15 minutes. I've been an
You've
hour
been
over.
on. Yeah, so you said a half an hour, so
Yeah,
play the song though.
A solid hour. Is what I'm saying.
Go to Chevelle and go to the first song.
I got to go find the new Chevelle song. All right.
Yeah, it's just go to Chevelle and then go click and then go
I
first.
already have a song I'm going to play out with too, but I'll play this.
It's called Jim Jones, Blue Kool-Aid. Remember you guys were referencing Kool-Aid earlier? Like, yeah, Jim Jones.
Well, hats off to the bull. Okay.
Oh, that's a good song, but like we should start with this one because, dude, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for people to start actually talking about how this poison is poison. Oh, I mean, poison's poison, blah, blah, blah. You know,
We
I
got a
mean,
letter
Florida.
from a thief, jars, and send the pain below are the first 3 videos on their list.
What are you doing, dude? It's
I'm
on their
Chevelle's
page.
website.
Go to their page and go to hit video.
I did.
Roger, come on now.
I'm serious. I'm on the Chevelle's page.
Dude, I knew I had to send you a link. Freaking unbelievable.
Okay, we got rabbit.
Just type this in. Type this in.
Yeah, go to
Chevelle,
the video. Let's see. Hold
Jim
on.
Jones. Chevelle, Jim Jones.
I see it now. I had to go through 3 different pages to get to this.
Okay. That's
Mr.
weird,
Crime.
dude. What kind of... I'm not crying.
I'm on YouTube.
Maybe I am. No, I'm saying, like, are you on some kind of different kind of YouTube? Like, oh, I guess
No, I had premium, actually.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Premium apparently is for freaking losers.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Show off the premium. Actually, I don't
Okay,
have to store
I'm just
videos.
listen. It's for losers. It's for losers.
Losers.
All right, watch
Well,
this. Read.
I'm going to do a back on you. I'm a loser, baby.
Listen. Read the words. I hope you guys can be okay.
Okay, we're going to have to kind of probably talk to this because I'm getting strikes off mainstream shit.
Yeah, just hit pause once. Or no, I was thinking about.
So Jim Jones was a coward, part 2?
Yep, she was a coward. No, it's cowards, part 2.
Yeah,
See,
Jim Jones, what? He's not around anymore, is he?
No, he killed himself with the blue Kool. I mean, don't give it away. It's a blue Kool-Aid, bro.
I don't know if it was blue. I wasn't there.
In Africa.
I've seen videos of it. It wasn't Africa, was it? It was Guyana, right?
Yes, it was. Guyana, Africa.
I thought Guyana was an island off Africa. I didn't know it was directly in the heartland. Isn't it?
Well, what are we even debating? Are we debating freaking where Jim Jones did his bullshit? And it's not even about that, by the way.
Okay.
This is about something else. This is about something way closer to home. Closer to home.
Closer to home.
Yeah, right around these parts.
Well, I've always said don't drink the Kool-Aid, right?
Oh yeah, not that color Kool-Aid apparently.
Well, don't take the brown acid neither.
I was gonna say, dude, that's so funny. I was thinking brown. I was like, no, not the brown acid. I thought it was purple too, but I guess it was blue. They say blue. Doesn't matter. We're giving it away. Play it, and it's actually a good song.
It's all an Easter egg. There you go.
It's like classic Chevelle. Orange Man bad.
First things first.
Dirty Dangerous. Cowards. Hiding behind some religion, dude.
So they're kind of pushing in Jim Jones.
Look, the brainwashed. Look, the brainwashed have lost.
Yeah. Well, they were putting it in like the leaders won't drink it first. Like the,
Last in line. Look, last in line for the I almost said the word. I almost said it. Almost said it. Almost said it.
The magic trick's over now. I'm gonna pause it right quick before we get over there. Okay.
I haven't watched it this far. What? What's wrong?
Well, no, just don't want to get a strike. That's all I'm trying to do. No, I
But
don't
dude, so far so good though, right? I mean, you stop playing it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop just so we don't get one. I was gonna say like they're making reference to kind of like a Jim Jones scenario, like the leaders break too late first. They want everybody to stand in line and get it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And dude, so far, dude, I haven't listened to any more of it, and it's pretty good, dude.
Well, it's like a good politician. He'll preach something and he won't do it. He'll go buy beachfront property and tell you the sea's rising at the same time. Obama.
Yeah. Well, remember when they were like doing the fake thing when they were showing the fake, what do you call that? A pointy thing, a pointy thing going into their arm, and they're acting like. Remember
they
that?
Didn't get it.
So, bro, you know what's crazy is like I don't know. I don't want to talk about it because I know it gets us all in trouble when I talk about this kind of stuff.
Well, they're letting up some of the leashes on it. I haven't heard anybody getting strikes for it too much lately.
Yeah, I know, but like what's funny? Like, so I was thinking about it, like where I, what I do for a living, and I walked into every hospital the whole time, like all of the hospitals, without a mask, without no mask, and nobody even said anything to me in any hospital. It was weird. I thought because it was I don't know exactly why. Tell me why, there, buddy.
Well, buddy, that you were working for a delivery company, right?
They didn't know. They didn't know though. They didn't know. Like I just barrel in, dude. I just walk in. That's the thing. I was fast. I was like, here's some food for somebody. And I just walk out, and I didn't wear a mask. Though nobody ever said, "Sir, put your mask on." On all the hospitals that I went to.
I walked into I think it was a PDF Chang, and the manager freaked out because there were like
a PF Chang's.
There was like 20 of us in the front of the store without mask on. We're all just standing there talking.
Oh, at PF Chang's.
Yeah, no, it was what do you call it? What's the other?
Dude, don't say that freaking what's it called with the Panda Express? Don't say the Panda Express.
There's a Panda Express.
Don't even say that because dude, the first time I walked in the Panda Express, right when it first happened, I walked in and the guy goes, "Put your mask on," and I took my shirt, I put it on my face. He goes, "No, that doesn't work." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I walked out, and I was like, "I'm out of here."
Well, this guy threatened to call the police on us.
Panda Express.
And
yeah, he was like that. He was like it was like was it manager?
It was a manager. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, yeah, because Panda Express is very Chinese. They're super Chinese, and they love their masks, dude. That's so funny, bro. It's so weird you say things like this because it was like literally in the very beginning when this happened for me. Like when I first like realized somebody's gonna come at like a little tiny Chinaman, tiny little baby Chinaman, right? You're gonna tell the Chinaman, is that evil? No, it's not. It's just he was, and he's gonna tell me to put a mask on. I'm like, what are we doing around here? I had
And what country are you in? Again, where were you at?
I know, well, I was in St. Pete, Florida. This is not. There's not many Chinese people there.
No, imagine there isn't.
Wow, dude, how did you even just do this tangent? That's crazy.
All right, so
But anyway, my
Ready?
point is though is that the hospitals, the places that matter the most, right? I might be bringing in an Italian bakery. Yeah, Italy, dude. I knew a chick in Italy, and it was one of the worst actually. Italy was like they were like bad, except for China, because China. Anyway, go ahead. We can't keep talking about this stuff forever.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It's a good
No,
song though.
It's
Awesome. So far, so good. It sounds audibly like the what do you call that? The recording freaking quality is really good.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they're in a studio. Let's put it that way, for sure.
Yeah, I hope so.
I've heard studio work that doesn't sound good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're pretty good. Like, it's like honestly, in my opinion, this drummer lets me down a little bit because I want Danny Carey to be the drummer. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like Danny Carey, but he tries. Like he's good. I'm not trying to talk down about him, but yeah, Australia was pretty bad too. But dude, Italy, I'm telling you, I know for a fact Italy was like really bad. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Oh, breakdown, break it down.
He's got some good fills up there. Not too bad.
Yeah, he's not the greatest guitarist. That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Ooh. Kawa.
They have their own style, so we'll put it that way. A lot of people said they would follow
It's a good groove. Good groove. Nice. Wow, dude. Well, they're making a point, dude. Making a point. They're making a point. They're making a point, dude, and that's how they do it. And
brainwashing.
Well, they're doing what they do. I mean, they're making a point, like I said.
Dude, I got this one thing I want to play before I do close out. You remember Ren and Stimpy, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes. But they had one character on there. I played a Mud Skipper clip earlier.
Oh yeah, yeah, the Mud Skipper. Yeah, somebody said that's not real. I'm like, Mandela effect. Mandela effect. Just because you don't remember something, it doesn't mean it's Mandela effect. It was just a joke. Canadian spaceman or Canada spaceman.
Yo,
Just a
Canadian.
joke. Canada. America's hat.
Canada. It's a great place, Canada. I've never been. I've been close to Canada. The closest I've been to it's Montana. That's close enough.
You've never been to Canada, bro? You've never been to Niagara
bro.
Falls? Niagara Falls?
I've never been to Niagara. I've never been to New York State. Actually, I got friends that are from there originally.
Oh, that's where I'm from, actually. I mean, I'm from up that. Yeah, that's right. I was born.
Let's see if I can find the little thing I want to get. Let's see.
Brainwashing.
Brainwashing.
Yeah, they did a good job, though. In my opinion, pandas ain't real. Pandas ain't.
Pandas. That's
Yeah,
brainwashing.
They're real, but they're not really made by God. I think they were made by Chinese weirdos that made the Chinese space station.
How many
Is that
black and white bears have you ever seen in real life? You personally?
what bears? I've seen black bears. Yeah, I have them come over here all the time.
Oh, black bears.
Yeah, black bears. Yeah, that's not grizzlies, not pandas, not the worst ones. You know what the worst bears are? Roger.
Yeah.
What's the worst bear? Huh?
Polar bears?
Polar bear. Ding, ding, ding. This just in. Polar bears are the scariest bears to deal with. They're even worse than grizzlies.
Well, how about a Kodiak?
Well, that's a grizzly. So.
Oh, kind of. It's a larger.
No, but
version.
like so the. I know this for a fact. I mean, from my upbringing of reading or literature, but supposedly the polar bears are way more violent towards humans than for you little Mighty Mouse, right? So the Roger Mighty Mouse. So a polar bear would eat you faster because it's hungrier. If you see it in the wild up there in the Antarctic or in the Arctic, the Greenland or something. Not Antarctic, no, the Arctic.
There's no polar bears in Antarctica? Holy shit! I want to see a polar bear, dude.
It's up in the freaking polar region. The only pole, in my opinion.
Yeah,
there's probably other
pole that I know of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pick something. I wanted to play Payday Monsanto, but I'm not really.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Have you ever heard of him?
Shut up, retard! Don't ask me. Who are you, dude?
He got blackballed. A lot of people hadn't heard of him. To be honest,
I know. Yeah. How about this? David Banner, Payday Monsanto, good rapper.
Yeah,
yes or no?
I brought
David
Payday
Banner.
there to David Banner. I
good.
Put it on a show.
Good.
Yeah.
Payday Monsanto was he's old school.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around for a while. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says.
Him and Rugged Man did a couple of songs together. Remember Rugged Man? R.A. Rugged Man?
Yes, I know who Rugged Man is.
Records, and he got involved with Biggie Smalls. And
I know Rugged Man because freaking Boston Ray told me about Rugged Man. He's like, Rugged Man, I met Rugged Man. I'm like, good for you. I'm like, no, I didn't know who he was, dude. I'm like, good for you, Boston Ray. You met Rugged Man. I'm like, I don't know. I've met a bunch of people. Doesn't mean I didn't know who they were.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's one of the first rappers I ever heard do flat earth content at all.
All right, play some Monsanto, and my phone's dying, and I'm going to say peace out to everyone.
Bye, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
I want to say, oh, wait, hold on. There's Matt Powerland. That's not the real Matt Powerland.
No, it's
Hold on. Okay. Anyway, so I want to say bye and praise Yah always and forever and forever. So you have to understand. So it's always and forever, but then after the millennial reign and Satan is released, then it's forever after that.
Forever.
So just forever and then forever. So
okay, got it.
Peace. Later.
I want to find out and see you guys later. Enjoy Payday.
The enjoyment of servitude. The scientific dictatorships of the future, and I think they're going to be scientific dictatorships in many ways.
You're gonna have to turn your television off if you really wanna know what's going on. But it ever pleases, the great harlot has become drunk with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. Burnt offerings got you altering your thesis. Trauma-based mind control, keep you chasing golden fleeces. Don't let them snatch you out your wagon. To escape, you'll need a chariot drawn by fire-breathing dragons. To see the big picture, you simply must imagine the horror of Babylon and the Miss America pageant. Smirking at you fervently with a certainty, giggling at the goyim, secretly calling them serpent seed. Cursedly gazing upon every man, breathing so eager to ban freedom, reading from the Sanhedrin. Guarding the world's fifth largest arsenal, 400 warheads unofficially. You can't see them, hell-bent to conquer a land that's stolen. They created a monster, now they can't control them. They go you would have to stretch your imagination. Blood profiteers have taken over your nation. Can you imagine a world where no one suffered from? It's more difficult than ever before. If they had their way tomorrow, they'd make it against the law.
You don't know the laws until you read the protocols. Manufactured a golem, but first the Holocaust. A 16th century mystic, know the cause. Kabbalistic as Isaac, salvaged from the Zohar. A savage who likes to bullshit on Sabbath. In it with witches, just to worship the planet Saturn. Talmudic euthanizer, shoot the two-timer. A Rothschild shielded name change, new attire. Judeans conspiracy through the fire. Luke don't bite his tongue, he puts it through the wire. Literally atomic bite like Dracula. Finance from Kimberly diamond mines in Africa. It's a nuclear day, but the troops in the way. Stronghold molded from nuclear clay, the golem. Solely built to kill the goyim, deployed them. Holy shit, how you destroy them? Can you imagine a world where no one suffered from?
You would have to stretch your imagination. Blood profiteers have taken over your nation.
Can you imagine a world where no one suffered from?
It's more difficult than ever before. If they had their way tomorrow, they'd make it against the law.
Manufactured a Take the dust and make it into a shapeless husk. Sculpt the form with a naked bust and bake the crust. Now they must place trust into the sacred figurine. With rigor they can rig a scene and dominate the big machine. Disguising blatant lust for war as prophecy. But the prophets that guide them all are what they see. Hypocrisy, stopping the peace rally and claim to offer peace. Then ride the golem beast into the belly of the office feast. Aim shots at doctor, priest and politician. To replace deceased or on a mission. Above the law, beyond protest, behind a statuette. The world held hostage, no escape, a blind attack or threat. Exploiting states of fear to stage a crisis. They're the child of Al-Amun Ra and Lady Isis. Decipher red heifer, now the clue is near. It won't get better, it's new and clear, it's nuclear. Smothered in corruption and professional denialism. Enemy of the free world.
You would have to stretch your imagination. Blood profiteers have taken over your nation.
Can you imagine a world where no one suffered from?
It's more difficult than ever before. If they had their way tomorrow, they'd make it against the law.
have to continuously ask questions. That's what a patriot does. That's what a
I don't know if that's completely Wu-Tang like, but yeah, he's definitely politically driven though, isn't he, Scott? I don't know what happened to Payday. I haven't heard from him in a long time. I just want to say that. I've looked for him. I haven't seen him. Good night, guys.